Greetings, viewers. Welcome to the world of Witternacht. And Chapter 5, Book 2 of the Tale of Cybil's Spear, our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver. As always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our players, AJ, Jeff, Dustin, Conrad, and Ernie. For those of you tuning in for the first time, or if you've missed a session, we'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube at the link in the About section of our Twitch channel. And also like to direct you to our Discord server to join our community and interact with us. Before we begin, I want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds Virtual Tabletop of Choice, Sirenscape for our amazing ambiance, sound effects, and music, some of which you can hear right now, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. Tales of Witternacht is not officially affiliated with any of these companies other than the use of their products. One extra housekeeping item tonight, as noted in the title. There is a potential giveaway during this stream. So if we are able to hit 50 followers over the course of the stream, at the end of the stream, anybody who is still active in chat will get an opportunity to enter into a giveaway, and we will give away a copy of the official D&D 5e manual on Mythic Odysseys of Theros. You'll just, if you get picked, you'll ask that you join our Discord server and contact me there. Send me your name and address, and we'll ship it out to you, no cost to you, just as a thanks for helping us get to affiliate status. So, without further ado, previously on the Tale of Cybil's Spear. Party worked to finish up their affairs in Six Bells and make plans to head out on their next adventure. Salinas and Alfred made a trip to the Temple of Aurora, where they wildly failed in their attempt to remove the mark of the Dreamer from Alfred's ear. However, both were directed to contact the Oracle of Ashmane for help. The pair returned to the party's home, where they found Kiesel and Jofredier decorating their rooms and carrying on an interesting discussion. And the party made plans to head to Ashmane in Ocaria, Xedre's hometown. After everyone retired for the evening, Kiesel snuck out into the city and visited the temples of Aurora and Infernus in hopes of finding out anything he could about the mysterious Tellurian from his past, whom Salinas had met or almost ran into the day before, or earlier that day. Unfortunately, his efforts proved unsuccessful. The party awoke the next morning, enjoyed a nice meal prepared by Neva, and set out into the town to complete some shopping and find passage to Ocaria. They settled on a galley named Serilla's Promise and booked passage. After waiting out a short rainstorm, the ship set sail into the evening seas on its way to Ocaria, and our story resumes tonight as the party rides the waves and takes in the evening sights aboard the Serilla's Promise. All right, so as we get underway with a little bit of sea travel, way this is going to go is going to run it in 4-hour segments that won't necessarily have anything that big that happens during those 4-hour segments, maybe amount to nothing, but I'll have each one of you kind of basically set up a watch order. So who's going to be up to make a decision on who has to roll if there's a possibility of an encounter, and who gets to roll on behalf of the crew for navigation checks if need be. So what order would you guys like to work on? Or do you guys just want to roll initiative and go that way?
Jofredier would try to go at a point where we're not too close to land, like where we're actually in open sea.
Okay.
When things are more likely to happen.
Alfred will go ahead and then take the first bit.
Okay. Who wants second?
I'll take second.
Did we, point of note, did I mention the navigator's tools from last session?
You said you wanted to pick them up. I remember that explicitly.
I think you were going to make
No,
them,
I was gonna
believe.
artifice them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But
had
as
made
long as we
them
had
in
some
the
time
room.
before getting on the boat, I would have enough time, like just an hour to like make the tools.
Yeah, I think we established that there was sufficient time for you to be able to do that. That you would have
Okay.
enough downtime, especially since, and this wasn't actually mentioned last session. The afternoon ends up with a rainstorm and 6 spells, so you guys wouldn't have been able to get underway right away, which would have bought you plenty of time to take care of that. So,
Okay, perfect.
all right, who wants third?
What's on third?
Xedre will go ahead and take
That'd be
third.
about 8 hours out from 6 spells. So Jofredier, you'd probably be good at any point in time after here. So Xedre at third. All
Yeah,
right,
I'll take
Linus and Jofredier.
Jofredier will take
who's
4.
fifth? All right. Okay. So, as you get aboard the ship, get situated, we'll, gotta have a map, right?
We gotta know where we're going.
Gotta know what you're gonna be on.
The water.
Oh, that's
That's-
unfortunate.
That's a first step at least. I don't want
Well,
Alfred waking up and going, "Where are the horses?"
We don't
Hopefully
walk on water.
boat
Only
on the water.
Jofredier does.
Yeah, hopefully a boat on the water, not the water itself.
Let's see.
Or are we getting all on Jofredier's back?
That's what I
that's
was
what it
thought
is.
originally.
That'd work
Probably
just
very-
as well.
I'd probably carry half of y'all without issue.
And then all of us with issue?
It might be a little bit of a drag at that point. Some of y'all might be dragging in the water a bit.
All right, do you guys see the boat?
Yes, sir.
Just making sure that the line of sight stuff's all working. So, this is your galley that you are traveling on. It's a little bit of an atypical galley with the additional front sail, which is most likely where you're getting your extra speed. That the ship's a little bit on the faster end.
Ooh, that front ballistas. They don't mess around.
Yeah, 7 ballistas, 2 additional over top of the standard 5 that would be on a warship type build as this. And life rafts just in case Alfred needs them or anybody else.
So we're paying for the security.
And I'll also throw up the Eastern Old Moral map. Shows your starting off point of 6 spells. And you'll have to go around this little cape and then into Ashmane. It's about 450 miles of travel. Jofredier, you'd know at getting a pretty good clip, estimating off of this ship, if you can catch some decent winds, maybe 4 days travel. Maybe slower, maybe faster, just depends. A lot of factors.
100 miles a day ish.
Yeah, the ship runs about 5 miles an hour. So 120 would be average speed if you catch regular winds all the way.
Yeah, good win. No pirates, no Mershpits, and
Whatever other fun things happen to come along. So, okay. All right. As you get aboard the ship, get situated, as stated last session, you guys get just some hanging hammocks if you so choose to take them. Otherwise, you can set up bedrolls in a pretty just large passenger chamber. I won't call it a cabin because there are no amenities to it. It is just very, very simple. It's not really much different than what you rode in on the Dark Maiden last season. So it's up to you how you get set up, and it's up to you whether you guys have anything that you want to take care of right as you get aboard ship. Otherwise, we'll get underway.
Yeah, Alfred will take his bedroll that he's newly purchased. A nice feather bedroll with that's dyed blue. He'll put that in one of the corners and just sort of like bring Cybil over and get her sort of like situated. get some water out and leave that for her. And then he'll head up deck to try and get his bearings.
Yeah, Jofredier will claim a hammock close to where where Alfred is setting up, and he'll hang his bag up on where it hangs from at where he puts his head. So
True, you'll just set up alongside everyone else. Do we have one singular room where all of these hammocks are, or?
You guys are in one room, but there are far more hammocks than there are you. There are several other individuals that are set up in here. Um, count well over 10 other passengers. It's a little bit after 6 o'clock. Winds are blowing. Good travel winds, Jofredier. Other than for all of you folks not accustomed to the cold, it's about a nice warm 37 degrees Fahrenheit out there. It is pretty cold. And Alfred, you are taking the first segment of travel. All right.
So I don't have a navigator set in my skills. Do I have to add that?
If we get to a navigation check, but that's only if you're making the navigation check. Because technically the officers are who will make these checks. You guys can help.
Okay.
Each help one if you guys are awake. So you're just going to be the person that's in charge. Every 4-hour segment, somebody's going to be in charge of making the checks that go with that. Checking for an encounter or checking for a navigation, if that's what we have. If we actually get into an encounter, then everybody will participate. So.
Okay. Do you just want a D20 then?
So you guys are. Yeah, you'll be D20 for your encounter checks for now. So.
All right. Oh yeah, based on our speed.
Yep.
Now.
Okay. Yes.
Now?
If it changes, if your
Until we get
speed
to the
changes,
D100 rolls.
No, until we get to
D4
the
rolls?
D8s, the D4s. That's the.
All right.
Someone
As
didn't
you
read their navigation.
make your way out of port, head off onto the seas, making a generally southwesterly direction. Clear skies, good winds, get a good pace, and goes by without incident for the first 4 hours of travel as you make a good 32 miles of distance separating you from Six Bells before we shift to Kiesel. This is where I get to, as told to AJ before session, I made the most comprehensive Sirenscape sound set list for sailing.
We got sea shanties.
Oh, I just have about 20 different sound sets that I can bounce between based off of winds, rains, all that lovely stuff. So,
Wow. Dedication, folks.
so as we approach the middle of the night, get past 10, 11 o'clock, start to pick up some heavy rain on deck. Should you guys be turning in at this point in time, leaving it to the crew? Anybody staying up on watch or anything like that? That's entirely up to you. You guys have paid for passage, so you do not have to do any work if you don't want to.
What kind of dinner did we have? Did we get like a hardtack dinner or like any?
Actually, you had decent food to start with. I mean, it was fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, fresh meat. You had a pretty good expectation that that's not going to continue for the entire trip, but while it's all still fresh, just getting out of port, it's there. No additional charge. Everything all covered with your 75 gold. Pretty sizable bounty to pay to get on the ship to begin with. But
I would.
Yeah.
I would like to bring this time for getting off to bed. During this bit of time, in the evening, I'd like to get kind of a scope on the other passengers here.
Okay. What would you like to know?
Just a general uh, scope out, see if any of them are dangerous, potentially useful. Might be potentially interesting or useful, or might be potentially dangerous.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
My main priority is making sure that we are safe. These randos. Oof.
This big barbarian guy in a hammock, he looks pretty dangerous.
I know he's
There's only
dangerous.
one individual amongst the passengers that stands out to you as being like somebody of any sort of danger, but you don't really get a danger vibe off of them. It's more so this person could hold their own. That's a male dwarf, um, looks fairly seasoned, and he's not wearing it, but he brought on board with him full plate
Okay.
that he's stowed, and it's kind of keeping a close eye on. Guy looks pretty unassuming and unthreatening, or non-threatening, but yeah. Anybody who's carrying around full plate armor could probably hold their own in a fight. You hope. Otherwise, he stole it. But you don't know with an 8.
Fair enough.
Is there like a local engineer or like carpenter that is like taking care of the ballista? Or like,
So during the midnight hours, no, you don't see anybody doing anything with the ballista. I think everything's pretty much just batting down the hatches to try and protect stuff from the rain at this point.
okay. And Alfred probably just spent most of the night working on trying to figure out Moss's ramblings.
Okay. All right, so Xedre,
Yeah.
you sleeping, you awake?
Zedri's gonna stay awake late into the night, just because he didn't quite get the opportunity to sketch out the deck of the ship and everything like that. But at this point, with the heavy rain, he's not inclined to really go up there. So instead, he's gonna get kind of the lower parts of the ship, like the hull, and see if he can just kind of track where everything is.
Okay.
Draw out small sketches of if there's gathered barrels or crates, just to make note of how they look right now in case they're disturbed at a later time, and things go missing or anything like that. But after that, he'll just kind of take in the quiet of people not moving around, but the rain above kind of like calming in some way. It's heavy rainfall, you said?
Yes.
Thunder or no?
Distant.
Okay.
You don't pick up a lot below deck. Above deck, you're able to hear some distant thunder, but nothing really
Just
close.
call me. As long as there's no loud thunder crashes. But yeah, then he'll go ahead and go to sleep and join everyone else. When he comes back into the room, if it's like a few hours past when I guess most people would, is there anybody who's like not there? You said there are about 10 other passengers. Are there a lot of others awake, or do they all seem to be in hammocks?
Most people appear to have retired for the evening. You don't see a whole lot of activity, especially with the rain.
Perfect.
Most people have retreated down below deck.
Then that's all Xedre. He's gonna go to sleep.
What's Kiesel doing over these midnight hours? Sleeping? Awake?
Would Kiesel be on watch at this point or no?
That's up to you guys whether you guys are on watch. My order was just a matter of who's doing the overall roles for the crew.
I guess kind of following the carpentry question, Kiesel would want to maybe check out if there's like a general armory. I'm hesitant to call it a battery, but anywhere where like I can just take a look and see what this ship has for its defenses.
Okay. Give me an investigation. Apparently, that's going to be the roll of the night.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And just as a point of note, before, or not before, after everyone that Alfred can see is like coming down to rest in the like chambers that we're all in, he'll go ahead and do one alarm spell around like his area and then one at the door leading in. Um, the door leading in, he'll allow anyone that is not in that room is not going to be on the list. Everyone in the room will be on that list. And then his personal one will be like around kind of where like him and Jofredier are in that corner. And it would just be the group on that list.
Okay, so
I know that was
the
a lot. Sorry,
chamber
sorry.
you're in is basically the bottom of the boat. There's
Okay.
some cargo at the far rear, and then the rest of it is just a big wide open area where you and all these other passengers are all just stored, basically.
Okay. So there's no. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you don't have like a separate room. So if you wanted to put something that was putting an alarm, you're gonna have to go like get to know everybody to put them in your list, I think. So
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Alfred from Eaglefall. Okay, then never mind. Never mind. Is there a way to like put an alarm spell like around an area?
yeah, around your space, that part, no problem. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
What does a dirty 20 give Kiesel?
You surveyed the 7 ballistas and able to count that there are 10 without erasing any suspicion with your dirty 20. Just going through and inventorying everything. They each are stacked with 10 bolts. Don't see anything like what was on the Dark Maiden where the harpoon type drag them back in. These look more like blow something out of the sky or blow something off another ship.
Like these are like kinetically though, they can do a lot of damage. Got a lot of force, pretty
Yeah.
heavy. Okay. Yeah, other than that, Kiesel's going to be using his cloak of many fashions kind of over him and just kind of miserably being a little sick, just kind of. Oh, it's fucking ready. This fucking sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Before, I mean, we paid for the trip, so outside of that and taking a look at the lifeboats and everything, there's no real reason for Kiesel to be meandering about, especially if he's got a little bit of like a head cold going on. So he's probably just gonna go back downstairs and maybe take a rest.
Yep.
Maybe clean his fingernails or something. I don't know. Pass the time. That's what I would do. 4 hours.
When I notice Alfred setting up his alarm spell, I would probably summon Calfrank, have him
Okay.
tell him to light watch while we are asleep. If anyone starts to mess with our stuff, make Jofredier up.
All right. Which brings us to Jofredier. What are you doing during the midnight hours?
Well, with it being late already, he'd be laying in the hammock for a while, just kind of listening and observing things. Um, of course, mainly paying attention to the other passengers, seeing if there's anyone paying attention to them, like the group. Besides that, he'd probably just store his things up and get some sleep.
Sorry, folks, I'm looking for my dice tower. It disappeared. Ah, there it is. Just hiding. All right. Kiesel, give me a navigation check.
D20.
So just roll me a D20, which first mate would be on watch at this point in time.
1 D20. Rolling a 20. No, an 8.
Oh, almost a 20.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Ooh, 8.
Well, if you guys were bored,
Whale, and whale.
I don't think there's any whales.
With an 8, who knows?
Not you.
True.
Look at that 20 investigation check. I better be in the loop of something. I know whatever is out there, we can kill it for sure. 70 shots of a ballista. Well, if we need Jofredier to wake up.
We run out of ammo. I think we are absolutely fucked.
We got bigger problems if we're running out of ammo.
How long would it take to shoot 70 shots?
A couple hours. At least 10 rounds of combat.
So a couple hours in real life.
Yeah.
All right. Heavy rain carries on through the night. We'll go with Xedre's description of it. It's a nice, soothing, calming sound of the pitter patter up on the deck, up above. Don't hear a ton of it down on the bottom because there's another mid deck that's where all the oars and everything is set up for rowing the boat if things don't go well with the wind. But you can still get a decent amount of water pitter pattering through that center hold. And you guys all, those that choose to go to sleep, since it is definitely sleeping time, go to sleep. Subtle rocking of the boat, rocking you like babies. So we'll move on to Xedre as the third person.
Let's do it up. D20.
So, nope, don't need a D20.
Oh,
Well,
You avoided
Oh,
it.
this is a good roll.
We'll use it for the nap check.
excited.
So that was solid with the 18. We'll count that as the nap check. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, the heavy rain continues through the night, through the wee small hours, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, as the wind picks up, the storm picks up a little bit of strength coming in and gets nearer. That thunder is no longer off in the distance as it approaches closer. And 5 of you, give me perception checks with disadvantage if you went to bed.
At this point, we'd like, if I was studying Moss's stuff, I would have probably turned in by now. It would have been late enough.
Yeah, we'd be talking this is after 2 in the morning.
Okay.
10.
No, it was almost a 20.
10 and a 13.
Sorry, 1 second.
All right.
My heavy
Jofredier.
sleeper.
You are the only one that is kind of roused to sleep as you hear lightning crash and that picked up wind. You know, this is the kind of sounds that means probably need to get up and get on deck and help out because we're going to be bucking some storms at this point.
Yeah, Jofredier is definitely deading up. He's not gonna wake up the others yet. He's gonna try and let them sleep. And he's gonna go above deck and see what's going on.
All right. As you get above deck, just immediately just hitting the face, wall of rain just drenches you. Going through that nice long hair, drenching it. You are thoroughly in the thick of the freezing cold rain. It is barely above freezing, 34 degrees out. Almost a little bit of that ice the rain stings like little ice crystals hitting you. Any place that you have bare skin, you have to kind of just shield your face, shield your eyes away from the impact, and just immediately see lightning crashes all over the place, out and around the ship. Some off in the distance, some a little bit closer. None like extremely close, but close enough for we're having a rough time. You notice the sails luffing a little bit, kind of shaking with the wind shifting out of different directions, so then they lose all their speed and then pop back in once the wind shifts again. And a very disorganized crew attempting to try and get a hold of things, adjust to this. Nobody was really seems to have been expecting that the storm was going to blow in.
Yeah, Jofredier is gonna jump right in action. He's gonna, whichever people are closest with the sails, he's gonna grab them and start telling them, what to do, and he's gonna start pulling whatever ropes need to be adjusted and all that. So he's gonna jump right into action.
All right. So as you jump into action, are you wanting to help out in any particular department? Do you want to just help the crew, or do you want to help any of the officers? Where are you wanting to put your skills to work?
I'd kind of give some orders because obviously people are confused on what to do, but I'd be out there, doing the work too.
Okay. So basically, I can let you give advantage to either the crew's role, or you could give advantage to the first mate, bosun, or quartermaster. Quartermaster is mostly just like keeping tabs on what the situation is and how to plan going forward. The bosun would be making sure that the ship doesn't break apart, and the first mate is attempting to keep the crew in line. So based on what you said, I'd say you probably pick it between helping the first mate or
the first mate.
helping the crew.
Yeah.
And the rest of you continue to sleep at the moment.
Yeah, Xedre would be miserable out here.
Since Xedre is our resident roller at the moment, Xedre, you can roll for the captain to attempt to make his intelligence water vehicles check, which is a -1.
What? Why did we?
No,
do
sorry,
this
+1. Sorry, he's a +1.
Why are we on this ship?
That's perfect.
Oh, it's a 17.
Okay.
And Jofredier, since you're helping crew, is that what we resolved?
I would be helping the first mate.
Okay, helping the first mate. So you want to roll for the first mate. He is somewhere. +5 and roll advantage on a d20 roll.
Ooh, that was rough.
Oof, yeah. All right. Xedre, 16 succeeds. 17 technically, I guess. Jofredier, 13 fails. So, I need somebody to roll for the bosun and somebody to roll for the quartermaster amongst you sleeping individuals.
Would that be a D20?
So it's D20. Whoever wants to take bosun first.
I'll roll. I'm itching to roll. So if no one's gonna beat me to it, then I'm gonna be the Bow's son. The Bow's son.
Do the quartermaster when he's done.
We're all gonna die.
Yes, sir.
All right. So on
D20
the bosun,
disadvantage.
No disadvantage, no advantage, just +5.
Dirty 20. Yeah.
Nice.
You're
All right,
dirty
that succeeds.
tonight.
Second.
You're nasty.
2
You're
passes,
filthy.
1 fail. All right, who is rolling quartermaster?
Conrad.
What's the bonus on this?
Okay,
A 5.
quartermaster is
Cinco. No?
+3.
It's different.
Damn.
for-
Oh.
Different stats, different everything.
Oof.
All right, that's
For 8.
2 successes, 2 fails. All right, those of you that were sleeping, so everybody except for Jofredier, roll me perception checks, no disadvantage this time.
Really, I can't roll worse than an. Okay, perfect.
8.
Oh, I was really hoping it was gonna be a nat 1. It would just fit.
Go back to sleep.
Why
I'm
have
pretty
silver
basic.
silliness?
I was tempted to just take disadvantage anyway.
Dude, Kiesel's getting those fever dreams, man. He's gone.
Alfred was a little on edge. One bolt of thunder will come up now.
Okay, so we had half success, half fail. So that counts as a success, but not a total success. So, no damage. The ship's maintaining at this point in time. We're in good shape. Okay shape going forward. Those of you that broke 10 on the perception check this time around. So, everybody but Kiesel. Kiesel, just that seasickness and forget the rain. Just go back to sleep. So, Xedre, Alfred, Salinas, you are all up and quickly find that you are in the midst of a storm that the crew is doing their best to try and get out of. No sign of Jofredier. Presumably he must be above deck. Hopefully he's still on the boat and hasn't fallen off or anything like that. But we all know that he can just go walk on water because Jofredier is
Is it
magical
God?
that way.
Oh.
So, the 3 of you that are up, if you guys so choose, you can. 2 of you could go. Oh, actually, Alfred, you're the only one that didn't roll last time. Somebody needs to roll for the crew. I forgot the crew roll. So,
Okay. What's their bonus?
their bonus is +6.
Wow. They're beefy.
Yeah.
They are.
No.
They need to carry it.
Rolls.
All right. So, actually, that puts us to that was we were in
Actually-
a failure, not.
Oh, could I have used my inspiration for that?
Yeah, it's your inspiration. I'd say you can use it if you want
Okay.
to.
I would like to have us succeed and have smooth sailing for a little while. At least get off the first little bit. It'll be great. It's better.
Yeah.
That is the DC. So just enough.
Nice.
Just the 3 successes, 2 fails. So as you guys wake up to the tail end of a storm rather than a storm that is still raging, you can still hear the thunder and the lightning. Any of you that go above deck find it's a nice clean deck. It is still pouring rain. Things seem to be under control. You see Jofredier barking some orders to people like he owns the place, and things seem to be calming down, but you can still see a good chop in the sea. Things looking quite rough as to this isn't pleasant. Alfred, I imagine, quite the unsettling feeling of seeing another storm above a boat, aboard a ship. It's been a while. Year and a half ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
Alfred's thrown his hood up from the cloak of the manta ray. He's like, sort of like got himself a little stiff and trying just to like calm himself down in the storm. Would we have been able to grab Kiesel and wake him up?
If you so choose.
I would like to choose.
He doesn't have to roll. You just wake him up.
Kiesel, please. There's a storm up top, and I think we're needed. Please wake up, please. You're muted. Why can't I hear you? Please talk. Speak to me.
Oh, please. So many voices while I'm trying to sleep. Huh?
Kiesel, I think it's a little fucked up there. We're needed up top.
Oh, fuck, what are we paying these boys? God. I'm gonna get my glaive and kind of use it as my walking stick as I'm get the sleepies out of my eyes. It's fucking cold outside.
Yeah. It's no ego fall for sure.
Do we have like a harness or like a belay or something? We can make sure people don't go flying overboard. Do we lose anybody? What's going on?
But I think it's just like a bad thunderstorm right now. I don't know about equipment.
Okay. Let's check it out.
God. Go ahead.
Would it be possible to move to like the prow of the boat, and if there's any like large chops in the waves to kind of like mitigate them and like neutralize them with casting tidal wave? Short-term fix, but
You don't notice that it's like really causing any trouble
okay.
for the ship anymore. So it's up to you. You could, but for the most part, it seems to be things have moved on. You guys have made it through the storm. Um, you don't really even know how bad it got because Jofredier was the only one awake for that. So, but it couldn't have been that bad. He slept through it, right?
In that case, he'll go ahead and kind of like shift the waters so that the ship can kind of move past them, rather than trying to break waves. He's actually just going to make sure that it kind of causes almost like a tailwind for the ship to break through some even sea.
I mean, if we get called up to the deck and everything seems to be kind of in hand, I think this is just gonna go back to bed.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
the time Kiesel and Alfred get up there, how together is the situation?
Seems to be pretty much in hand. Really, the only thing that stands out to you, it looks like the crew's just back to doing things regular, other than they're all drenched. Everybody's soaked that's above deck. The one oddity to you coming up above board is seeing Jofredier out there barking orders to people left and right to batten down this hatch and pull in this sail. And
Yeah.
what's
Alfred
Jofredier look like as he's commanding things?
What does Alfred see?
Well, he doesn't have any of his axes. He's just wearing his clothes, hair blown in the wind, soaking wet. But he looks like he's enjoying himself. I mean, it's his. I just it's his forte almost.
Alfred will try and scream out from the hatch, trying not to get wet. Jofredier, like, is everything all right? Do you need us? Like, it's just like trying to get his attention. Can I even make a sound to him in the storm?
Yeah, the storm's died down enough that Jofredier, give me a perception check.
Kiesel's just gonna kind of lean into Alfred. Hey, you see that man work? He's gonna make a real happy lady one day. He's gonna make a lady very happy.
He's gonna be a very happy lady one day, Kiesel. Yep.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, he's look at him how hard he's working and shit. There's gonna be some lady out there. Yeah.
Jofredier, you're a little bit too tuned into the storm and writing things out, and that wind blowing through your hair, blowing through your ears, and just picking up that all as it goes. You don't pick up anything that Alfred's saying. Don't even notice that he's out there saying anything. You've been successful. You got the help the first mate get things going. As far as you know, everything worked okay. There was a little bit of commotion and a little bit of distress amongst the crowd, amongst the crew, but things, you feel pretty comfortable that you've ridden through it, and time passes. It diminishes further and further as the hours go by.
Yeah, once it's calmed down, Jofredier's gonna go back below deck and change his clothes and lay back down for a little while.
Okay.
Alfred will produce some heat to try and dry Jofredier off.
Thank you, Alfred. Hope you didn't wake up because of the storm.
No, thank you. We were just getting up, and you had finished everything. So it seems. So, thanks for
Oh.
taking care of everything.
Things were a little disorganized, but seems everything's handled now.
Yeah, they didn't mind like all the orders that you were barking. Like you seem like you really took control of them.
When you're in the heat of the moment, you don't really realize who's saying what. You're just hearing that this needs to be done, that needs to be done.
Hmm.
All right.
Well-
As those of you decide to retire back to continue your rest, as the hours dwindle by or pass by, heading towards the next morning. And as dawn arrives, we shift to Jofredier's turn on being the roll for the ship. And give me a d20 roll. That's what we like to see. Low numbers.
My rolls have
fun.
been consistent, so
We're in trouble.
probably.
Yeah.
Another storm rolls in, guys.
Yeah.
Alright. Jofredier, roll me a
What's
d10.
more going to be more Spitzins?
Stop.
D10.
You're literally jinxing it. Stop. 8 of them.
8.
Yep, 8 of them.
Yep.
No, it's 8 times. It's 8 times a 4, so it's 32 of them.
Spit Zan. That's 4 syllables. 8's divisible by 4. I think we
Math checks out.
math does checks out.
They did the math.
So as dawn arrives, Jofredier, you didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Are you still waking up right away with no long rest?
I'll probably stay a little bit longer than everyone else, but once food starts being served, I would wake up. I mean,
Okay.
being exhausted on a ship isn't out of the ordinary.
All right. Those of you that didn't wake up initially, you guys would have your long rest. Jofredier, if you're going to wake up with food starting to be served, you would not get the effects of a long rest, but shouldn't be a huge deal. I don't think you necessarily... you'll end up with that point of exhaustion. But it is what it
That's
is. Decisions. So.
Yeah, it's part of the job.
All right, as dawn arrives and take in nice, clear skies, good, solid winds. Not anything that's going to aid your voyage, but just enough that you're not losing anything. And those of you that do wake up first thing in the morning, what are we doing?
Praying to Briora. That does not need to happen again. Smooth seas as much as possible. Would thunderstorms be more associated with Sephora or Briora?
Kind of a combination. It's a bleed over between the two of them.
Okay.
Sephora would control the winds and the thunder. It's a little bit of Aurora's play some part because she would have the lightning end of things. And then Briora, obviously, with the chop and the seas and the rain.
Then,
Yeah, Yorker would have been praying the whole time he was above deck.
Alfred would also be praying in early in the morning, but obviously praying to Infernus. There is
Aw,
no question.
man.
There is no question. Yes, giving a good thanks to um, letting us survive the storm. He'll take a little bit of the rope. He'll take like 10 feet of it, and sort of like make a little like makeshift, I guess like wick out of it, and sort of like burn that as like a little offering, just like something to burn that's not gonna like burn down the whole ship.
All right. AJ, speak up. Be louder. Okay. Salinas, Kiesel.
Kiesel would be getting up in his. What would he sleep on cots? Cots, hammocks. Okay, hammocks.
Either bedrolls on the ground or hammocks hanging.
Yeah, Kiesel would have nabbed a hammock, and he would just kind of bundled up and kind of like muttering under his breath. He's like, "Oh, Sephora, please, take this offering of me being very miserable and keep blowing that wind, and maybe calm it down a little bit at the same time." And just kind of like trying to keep his warmth and not be so sick and have a smoother experience.
Salinas?
Reflecting on the events of yesterday before we left, but Salinas is going to wake up and with his nimble goat feet climb up to a highest vantage point he can. He feels is reasonably safe on the ship, and watch the sunrise and offer a short prayer to Aurora.
Okay.
And as he reflects on the sunrise and asks her to keep his 5 friends that are still below deck safe.
As you find your little vantage point to make your short prayer and take in the sunrise, you notice the cloud cover that had brought the heavy rain starts to diminish and peel away, but leaving behind a fairly thick fog over the seas, seeing the sunrise, you get a glimpse of it before it's just filled by this fog and blocks your view as sight lines become quite difficult at this point. And believe we are still in Jofredier. You are our ship roller at the moment. So, those of you that are awake, which I believe is everybody at this point, if anybody is assisting the navigator as this fog bank rolls in.
Yeah, Alfred would love to whip out his new set of tools.
Would Salinas seeing this go to the prow, basically hold out his focus and just cast light and just try and have like a spot lamp forward as like a light and try to help with the for some sort of assistance to the navigators?
Okay. Between the two of you, we'll shift it to an advantage roll for the first mate on the navigator's check. So I need a D20 roll plus 2, Jofredier. Oof.
A little rough.
A little rough, a little rough.
Isn't it at advantage?
Yes, that's right. Yes, it
Oh,
is
yep.
an advantage. Thank you.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We'll take that
Oh.
13.
We will take that 13.
13 is just enough to hit the DC because you guys do have a compass aboard that you're working with, that you did get the DC 18 moved down to a DC 13 and able to
Nice
stay
buy.
on course. You do, Salinas, with you being up above on deck as they start to navigate through this thick fog, and as the sun gets a little bit higher in the sky as the morning progresses, there's some realization that might have lost a little bit on the course the day before during the rains and the storm. But give me another navigation check, Mr. Navigator Jofredier. So we'll say that Salinas gave advantage on the first one. We'll put Alfred giving advantage on the second one,
Okay.
as you're attempting to get back on course.
And that's still the +2?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice,
And
nice,
ours.
nice.
That's what
Ooh.
See, with
quickly
all the
able
low
to get
rolls,
back on course.
Thank you
Alright.
for inconsistent rolls now.
Yes.
no, they've been consistently low. That's why I did the high one every now and then.
Yeah.
All right, as the morning progresses and we head towards midday, I believe, Salinas, you're now my captain of the ship for a round here. The middle hours of the day over the noon hour pass quietly. Unfortunately, a little bit too quiet as the wind dies down. There's next to no wind. The captain barks out some orders to get the crew ready as they start to use the oars to maintain some speed without just kind of hoping for the tides. But pass without incident.
Can Alfred go to the captain and ask if he would he would describe what haste is, and like if he could like go to one of the members of the crew that's rowing and cast haste on them, if they'd be willing. Would that make a difference even? Because they have to be in
just kind of
time.
gives you a look. Have you ever seen when one person on one side of a ship rows faster than the person on the other side of the ship? They start to turn in a circle. I appreciate the offer, but I don't think it'll help us in this particular situation.
My apologies, sir. I try to spend as much of my time or as much of my life off of a ship as possible. No offense, but
I
it's
definitely appreciate the offer to keep things moving. I think they do a pretty good job. There's a good number of them down there. Get the job done. We'll keep on pace. But thank you for your help with getting back on track there a little bit ago.
yes, of course. I mean, as much as you're here to help us, we're here to help you. And if we all get to our destination safely, is that not what we all want?
Very true. Very true.
But
The quicker we get there, the quicker I can get another group of people and make a little bit of coin from somebody else. I do not get paid by the hour.
no, sir, no, sir. We're out here to make some money. I appreciate a good businessman. Alfred will give him a handshake and then go back below.
All right. I think we're back to the top of the order with Alfred. For the afternoon hours of day 2. Alfred, give me a d20 roll. I'm going to roll the d10 this time. As continue into the afternoon, continue to have like dead seas, no wind. Individuals down below that are rowing, they rotate people out, but they're getting tired. It's pretty rough going. On the fortunate end of things, it is 48 degrees out, which is about the nicest travel temperature you've had so far. And off in the distance, those of you that are above board, give me perception checks.
I think Alfred would be below deck with Cybil right now.
Okay.
So I'll probably be taking a break below deck as well.
Jofredier's tired. His eyes are a little.
Yeah,
little
I'm
sagging.
tired, but I'm enjoying the weather.
Zedry's up
Kiesel
there
would-
to enjoy it.
Yeah, I would be like above deck, not quite below.
Okay.
Get some fresh air, sea salt.
All right. Xedre and Kiesel. You spot off in the distance. Give me survival checks. Xedre, you presume in the west, based off of your understanding of where the sun is and where you'd be looking. You're pretty sure that you're seeing this off in front, a little bit off to the right, as you're heading across the seas. A set of small islands look to be semi-tropical in nature. Don't see any structures or anything like that. They're not, honestly, not much bigger than your ship.
If Kiesel is above deck with Xedre, Xedre would very much be looking around and run up to Kiesel and just say, "Oh my gosh, Kiesel, did you see those little islands off to the side?"
Islands. No, I thought I saw like a school of like turtles or something swimming by. I didn't. Are you sure it was like an island?
Yeah, it was like a series, and he's gonna try to gesture over and see if Kiesel can kind of get like line of sight of them on was line of sight on them as well. Jeez.
So I think you saw them. You just don't know that they're west. You just don't know where that like. Am I right on that?
I rolled an 8.
Yeah, your perception check, you saw him. You just don't know what direction it is, but you saw him. Your
Ah.
14 got you the sight.
Mm.
Don't see him as nicely as Dirty 20 over here, but
No, honestly. I guess what. I'm sorry, Zedry. The thinking's just been so hard. These
Zedry's
last
taken
couple days.
3 big steps away from Kiesel. No, it's fine. Do you need like medicine?
Um,
I have some
maybe-
herbs. I could probably go ahead and make something for you. Grind
I
them up
have-
into like a paste.
if you need, and I'll kind of like shimmy over through my backpack. I have like a kit. It could be used to like. There's got to be like a kitchen here, right? Because I have like a little like a tin pan and stuff. You know, if we needed to like put something on like a fire. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know if it's the weather or if it was 6 spells, but honestly, I can't even remember being this sick. Maybe Avaria.
Yeah, I can go ahead and make you something then. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a very like root-based juice, so you're probably not going to enjoy it that much.
Do you have any sugars or anything? Maybe some honey?
Nope.
Oh,
He
okay,
looks
then
around,
it's-
and the fact that we're on like a traveling ship, I don't think I have any honey.
Well, no, like you would keep honey on you. I mean, you keep fucking herbs and flowers and shit on you. I mean, I figured honey.
I can make berries, I suppose, and he'll go ahead and conjure up the good berries.
Could you grind up the good berry for like flavor? I figured it would just once you eat it, it disappears because it's magic.
Kind of. I think the magic more so like dissolves, but it's just like a really nice way to like distribute it.
Oh, okay, excellent. Yeah, no, if you could have something for like a slight nighttime fever and congestion in coughing. That's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment.
Xedre will write
And-
all of the symptoms down.
Like I said, I don't know if it's the pollen and sick spells. Not that I was out anywhere at the nighttime in this weather. It's just I feel this way.
Honestly, you might not even
Honest- I-
need any. You might just need to eat something spicy. That normally like clears the sinuses.
Kiesel's just gonna go. Oh, yeah, something spicy. Who would have spicy food on them?
Are there like chilies like available? Would there be like dried peppers?
Not that you've seen. If you want to go contact the cook or the quartermaster and see if they have something like that, I mean,
Do you think Alfred's the type to keep like chilies and stuff on his person?
You should probably go ahead and check in with the kitchen. They would probably know, and that means it's fine. I mean, I'm glad that us finding these islands over here off to the west kind of prompted you to open up a little bit more about the sickness. I thought I had
Kiesel
somebody
will-
coughing.
Kiesel will look towards the east. Yeah.
No. Xedre's gonna put his hand on like Kiesel's shoulder and say, if you put up your hand like this, that's gonna be to the left, and then if you put up your other hand and you do that, that's over to the right, because it's like a backwards letter.
Oh, that's embarrassing, Xedre. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
It's okay. And if you need
But
to
I-
remember directions, it's never eat salted weeds.
I see in Telluri when I was growing up, it was never eat sour worts. Like if you get like a sausage, if it's sour, it's rotten.
Most things, if they're sour, they're pretty rotten.
Certain fruits can be sour though, but I will check in. Will you still be up here? I can check in, and then are you gonna be up here still?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll
Okay.
be up here. I'm gonna probably
keep-
check in with the navigator, but outside of that, I'll be around.
Kiesel will take his cloak and go downstairs and check in with the amenities and see if there's any sugars, spices, or anything nices that they would be lending or willing to give him.
who you checking in with?
I guess
Quartermaster, surgeon, cook.
I'm going to check in with the cook to see if I can get maybe some spiciness, especially if Xedre's going to be making like a kombucha shot for me. I want to get some nice peppers.
So, on the mid deck, middle level of the ship, you find a far side, which is where you've been picking up your meals from. So, the individual that you recognize as being the guy that's been serving meals, pretty rough looking, not well dressed, older, not necessarily old, but like early 50s, male, human. Heard a couple people reference him as being Caleb, not Caleb, Caleb. And he's napping in the corner. Doesn't seem to be really active on anything.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what do you want?
I couldn't help but notice you've been the gentleman who's been serving us food the last few days. I have been developing some sort of head cold,
It's not my fault. I didn't do any of that. I just make the food, and if you don't like it,
And you know, I have appreciated every bit of nutrients that you have been able to give to me. I do have a question. Would you happen to maybe have some spices, any peppers, anything like that? Even just regular black pepper. One of my friends says that my sinuses or my pores need to be opened up. So if you have any sort of spicy ingredients, I'm not here to complain about the quality of the food.
that's all hogwash. Get you set up with the right stuff here. It's a cure-all. Use this every morning after been out and had a good night on the town. It cures anything, and you just clear you right up. Down one end or the other.
Well, I haven't had that kind of problem, but I'm sure. What the fuck is he giving me?
It gives you a bottle of something with a cork in it. And about 2/3 of the size of a wine bottle. No label. No any sort of indication on the outside of what it is. Looks clean.
Not even like an XXX on the.
No. There's a little bit of sediment as you examine it, but nothing awful. There's no worm, or there's nothing creepy inside it. So
Yeah. Do you mind if I hold on to this, just in case, or are you gonna want this back?
he kind of just like shrinks up his nose a little bit. Nah, you keep it. Let me know if it works for you. Whatever. It'll work for you. It should be good. Clear you right up.
And let me know if there's anybody complaining about the fucking food. I can come and make sure that they won't complain, because, like I said, it's been keeping me alive the last day or so. I can kick the ass if needed.
Sounds good. Chow should be ready in a couple hours. I'm gonna go back to my nap.
I'll be looking forward to it. Sleep well. I'll turn my back and walk away, and once I'm comfortable out of earshot, I'm just gonna go, oh, this is what I fucking asked for. What the fuck is this?
That's not what you asked for.
And I'll meet up with Xedre.
He's probably just chatting off some crew member's ear. He's like, so that's why the sailing song that I sing, it's like modular, because luckily the pantheon, like all of the gods' names kind of like rhyme against each other. So you can say like, if you want to like Noctolis and Infernus, it's kind of like a slant rhyme, but it works, you know?
Check the oven. Shit, my bad. I'm so sorry.
Give me a insight check, Xedre.
Oof.
Yeah, there's some eyes glazed over, and the person's being polite, but they're just kind of shaking their head. It's this male packeteer you've been talking to, and brings back the memory of the vacant look of Brendel.
Xedre looks around and sees Kiesel. Kiesel, great! I'm so very glad that you're back. Were you able to get some spices?
No, but he first said if I got sick from him, it wasn't his fault, but if it was, I could go fuck myself. And then I told him I think I was feeling sick beforehand. And then he gave me this bottle of sediment. I mean, I don't even know what this is, but he said it'll come out me one end or the other, but I don't know if that's what I really need. So I don't know if you want to maybe mix this with whatever homebrew you're thinking of making, or can I get a whiff of it real quick? Just
That's what Xedre was gonna try to do.
does it smell spicy?
Give me a disadvantage perception, Mr. Sick and sinus issues.
I'm committed to the roll here. Perception?
Not performance. You don't smell a lot, but you pick up a little bit of kind of a vinegary smell.
Like
That's
an
about all you
apple
pick up
cider
with the 12.
vinegary, or
Like somewhere in between a apple cider vinegar and a red wine vinegar. Not something that you typically want to just like straight ingest, but definitely not like giving a vibe of this is toxic and I can't touch it.
well, do you want to?
Xedre won't even take it into his own hands. He'll just sniff from where like Kiesel's holding the bottle. Just
You can give it a perception check without disadvantage if you want.
Oh, thank God,
Yeah,
Xedre.
Xedre's on fire tonight with these rolls, other than waking up.
hey.
Hey,
22, yeah, there's a couple other smells that come out of it. It is, again, it's an organic smell, but it's maybe a little bit of a turned, not so, definitely not something that you would choose to ingest if you didn't have to. You get the impression that the smell, if the smell is anything like the taste, that will take care of it coming out one end or the other immediately on its own, regardless of what the ingredients do.
Kiesel needs like a Zyrtec D, not like a laxative.
Yeah.
he doesn't know that.
Xedre will go ahead and like pull back a little bit and just say, I really don't know if you want to partake in this, because remember what we were saying about like don't eat like sour stuff. This smells pretty sour. I can go ahead and make you something a little bit more condensed. It can just be like a concentrated kind of like herb mix. And I'll make sure to go ahead and cook some of the components so that you can go ahead and get some vitamins too.
I think whatever's in this is going to dehydrate me and rid me of vitamins more than it would help, so I'm going to trust your judgment, as I feel like everybody should these days, but I'll trust and see what you have in mind. Thank you. I didn't want to drink this.
No, you're perfectly fine. Xedre will go ahead and try to assist as best as possible. Go and pull out his herbalism kit that he just got, and then go ahead and pop all of the little herbs open. And he gets to be the first customer.
All right, do you have proficiency with the herbalism kit?
Oh yeah, I do.
All right.
As this is happening, Kiesel's gonna stash whatever shit he just got in his backpack for later shenanigans.
Okay. Give me an intelligence herbalism kit roll. Which, if you remember how to change.
It'll be my intelligence with my proficiency doubled.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just
No, just your intelligence with your proficiency. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. Well,
Damn, my lord.
What are you doing?
He's not even taking it. It's like Legend of Zelda crafting. He's literally just doing that all in front of Kiesel right now.
Xedre's making Flintstone vitamins. Listen, let him cook.
All right, give me a wisdom herbalism kit roll. So, wisdom plus proficiency.
And it would
Seriously, don't
technically
have a
be
zero in intel, do you?
one more. You mean my proficiency?
What's your intel modifier?
+3. And then my
Plus
intelligence.
your +3 for proficiency, so you should have +5. It
So
should have been
25? Okay.
on the
And
first
then
one,
with
and then
22 for the second one.
okay. Yeah, you figure you got just the right recipe with a 25, and you expertly put it together with the 22.
Is it possible
Now,
to?
just whether Kiesel will consume it or not.
Yeah, by mixing in like the good berries, I guess it becomes a little bit more of like a paste. So would it be possible to like just combine all of the good berries and almost make it like a juice that Kiesel could
With
ingest?
a 22, sure.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, Xedre will go ahead and head up with this little kind of grinding stone filled with the juice and say, this is it. Hopefully this helps you out.
Oh, Xedre, this is perfect. Do I just, you know?
You got to do it in one,
Okay.
like a shot.
How does it? Like, it doesn't smell like offensive or abrasive. It's
I don't think that
Quite
you're going to
pleasant.
be able to smell it.
okay. And I'll just go and shoot it down.
Give me a con save.
That's fine with me because I got a +7, so I'm gonna roll.
Yeah. That just goes down smooth.
Ooh. You can feel the coldness of it. Oh my god, I can smell. Ugh.
You're still sniffling. Can you smell?
I'm sure we can give it maybe like an hour or two, but I already feel better. I already feel like I might have been able to sleep. Wow.
Have we passed those islands yet?
Oh, yeah. You're long past the islands.
So she just looks longingly behind the ship. Yep, great. Happy to help. Let me know if it comes back. I can go ahead and try to make more for you. I'm guessing it probably has a limit on how much it's going to be able to assist.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I'll, you know, there's just like a little notch in my notebook. I mean, that's all. It's like I have like a section of like things Xedre has done that have been very good, and it's like 3 pages now, 4 pages.
Did you write like a few things like really big, or Xedre's kind of like slightly blushing from the compliment?
No, it's like can heal, can turn into something if we need it. Is very smart. Probably has a good. Let's see, this one's probably has a good background on economics because of the whole like cot stand and everything. Pottery business. Good with fire. So, if there's ever like a surplus of firemen, I figured that would be a good thing to have in a town. Good with animals and plants and now medicine and you know, some of it might be written bigger than others, but it really is 4 pages filled of very, just a bunch of cool stuff you can do.
I didn't know that you were logging it. Do you have do you happen to have like sheets for like the others on like if they can do cool stuff too?
I used to on Salinas until we've just gotten to knowing each other. Jofredier, you can just kind of look at him. Alfred has surprised me, but more on the social aspect. He can hold conversations a lot better. But I've always known him to be very smart. But you're the one who's always, I feel like, is constantly surprising me, Xedre.
I've had a few people tell me that I should go into like the bardic arts because I'm like a jack of all trades, but I'm not really inclined to go about that. I think I'll just kind of stick to what I'm doing. But I appreciate it, and if you need anything else, just let me know. But I'm gonna probably head below deck now if that's all right.
Yeah. I'll stay up here and kind of help try to get some more of that sea salt going since my pores and everything have opened up. So, but thank you.
Of course.
See, all that phlegm is coming down now from the sinuses, so.
I'm gonna go before I see any of it. I am slightly squeamish.
Slightly. See.
All right. As the afternoon passes and the sun gets low, we head into the evening hours. I believe Kiesel, who just walked away, would be next up on the list. So we'll flip flop. We'll do Xedre and then we'll come back to Kiesel next time. So Xedre, you're my roller.
I am rolling confirmed this time.
Give me a d20 roll.
14.
Nice.
All right. This evening passes by, low winds, clear skies, cold weather, 37 degrees. Pretty nippy out there, but nothing really to see. Don't really notice any ships passing anywhere nearby. No more islands. Nothing of note. No fog. No monsters. No creatures. And the evening passes to the late night hours. If nobody has anything, we'll move on to the midnight. You got something, Alfred?
Oh, I was just gonna say it doesn't make for exciting gameplay, but I'm very excited to not have anything kill us quite yet.
Yeah.
Nothing kill us so far quite yet.
Speaking of Kiesel returning, Kiesel, you're my midnight roller, but I don't need a roll.
Oh, I was gonna get
As
like I'm a midnight roller, like
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm gonna
the
roll
clear
out
night
of the.
sky goes and winds pick up, giving
I-
aid to the sails.
I got a question actually.
yeah.
If Kiesel is the one kind of out and about and or whatever, not needing to make rolls, but still maybe being present on the main deck,
Mhm.
are there any constellations that would be visible in such a low light polluted area with the moonlight being so bright or with the sky being so bright?
There's lots of constellations. How much do you know about constellations?
I don't think I know jack about constellations, but I still want to be like, oh, dude, that makes a something or another. I mean, I would figure during my last couple of weeks of reading up on religions and mythologies and local types of mythos that I would be able to maybe recognize, like, oh, like this is like the sword of Infernus in the sky or something, or have some
Okay,
sort of
can you-
reference like that.
Roll me an intelligence survival check.
An intelligence survival check.
So if you go
Ah.
into your skill checks, you can click on the stat to switch which one it is.
Cool. Int survival. Oh, fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See nice blues and purples kind of as a backdrop to the mass numbers of stars, but don't really have knowledge of what any of these are. Partially, or we'll say you chalk it up with your 6. You're pretty confident it's like, well, it's just because they're in the wrong position. As you're used to them being someplace else from another part of the world.
Exactly.
They're all just jacked up. It's not your fault.
Kiesel's just gonna go.
Cool.
Cool. And that's it. That's all I wanted to figure out.
As freezing temperatures set in from the high winds, we drop down below freezing to 26 degrees. It is not a pleasant night above deck, but you make good time and continue to truck along. We are more than, at this point in time, getting pretty close to the halfway point. And looking at the time, we'll go on. We'll finish out day 2 here, and then we'll take a break. So, as the nighttime hours, middle of the night hours, 2 to 6 roll around, is Jofredier, who's up and don't need a roll. Another easygoing evening, other than the winds die down and they have to resort to the oars, which is really unpleasant in the middle of the night. But they make do. It is bitter cold. The coldest it has been the entire time you've been on this trip, at 17 degrees. Very, very unpleasant. Most people are staying below deck where they can. That is the one plus of being able to work in the going and being rowing the boat rather than dealing with the sails up above is preferential in this situation, just because it's a little bit warmer down below deck. As night passes, all right, as we pick back up, beginning of day 3 of travel, and I believe, Salinas, you are up as my roller, and this time you get to roll. Give me a
Okay.
d20.
Woo! Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We've gotten
Put
a
down-
4, a 3, and now a 2.
And as the clear skies this morning, an improvement over the fog that started the day before. Low winds, cold, just above freezing, 33-degree temperature. And let's see what day 3 encounter tables got on it.
Dirty. Doing us dirty.
All right, so everybody give me a perception check.
Oh, that was a 1 for so long.
19 on disadvantage, Jofredier.
With it being the third day, would I still be exhausted?
It's true.
No,
I don't
if
think
you
so.
actually got your
Okay.
rest last
So
night.
it would have been a net 20 then.
Been in nat 20.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
I'm gonna use my D4 from Briora
Ah.
to help with this. And get an 11.
Oh.
Just like Alfred.
She's like, nah, go back to sleep.
All right. Jofredier and Kiesel with the natural and unnatural 20s. As you're sleeping, dreamless sleep, like it has been, start to hear sound like right near you. Scratches. And you slowly open your eyes, kind of unconsciously turning towards the sound. Your eyes open to see 2 beady little eyes staring back at you as Rat is sitting perched on the side of your little hammock, eating away at the strings holding you up.
Should have had the bedroll.
Not a bedroll.
Like, on both of our hammocks, or just...
Kiesel, he's eating yours. Jofredier, he's on the side of the ship, just right next, like 6 inches away from your face, just chewing at the side of the ship.
Can I look up towards the one eating the rope?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to maneuver one side the dagger very, very quietly. And the other hand, I'm just going to be like, hey, little buddy, would you like some cheese? Is this like a little mouse rat, or are we talking like a New York City style rat?
Yours is 10 inches long. He's good sized.
Would you like a big piece of cheese?
Looks at you for a second, looks back to the string as it starts to just chew away at the rope, holding things up.
I'm gonna not go for my dagger, and as I get that confirmation, I want to punch that rat right out of my hammock.
All right, give me a unarmed strike attack roll.
This thing's gonna have like a DC 20 because he's so relatively small. Unarmed attack roll.
So it's just going to be a d20 plus your strength, or a strength check. Actually, will do it.
Strength check.
And it's just one rat, right? It's not 2 different rats that we're seeing.
No, you see 2 different rats. You guys
Oh,
each
okay.
see a separate rat.
Gotcha.
With a 12, easily just pop this thing. It kind of goes end over end. Just for shits and giggles here, folks. Xedre, Salinas, and Alfred, give me dex saves. More so just to determine where it's going, more so than we're trying to avoid it. And Xedre.
The casual
wait
rat noises.
Just something smacking you in the face. You have no idea what this is. And just looking down as you open your eyes, this rat is just like immediately like turning, righting itself as it landed on its back, and just scurrying down your leg.
Yeah, Jofredier's gonna try to snatch the rat that's by him. He's just gonna
Okay.
try and snap its neck.
Give me a dex check.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay.
How's that- how does
Able
that
to
feel?
grab it, and then give me an athletics check to attempt to kill it.
Crack.
Ooh.
I've got breakfast.
Xedre, what do you do as this thing runs down your
As it
leg?
runs down my leg, Xedre kicks it off, and it lands perfectly in Jofredier's hands as he just did one quick move.
No, he killed the other one.
Oh,
He killed his.
Oh no! Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
there's
on
two
me.
Now there's the one by me and the one by Kiesel.
Xedre's
No.
gonna instantly summon his Firebird at his leg, and just like in this burst of flame, the Firebird's gonna appear.
Okay.
So the rat needs to make a dex save.
All right.
You
This
you make
idiot.
any noise though?
Xedre bites his tongue really, really hard to not just scream out of pure panic and fear. I think that fails. Let me check.
I was just going
Has
to
to
look
make
as to what's the rat's. A is a +0.
Perfect. Then that rat is going to take
Enough to die.
9
He only has
fire
one hit.
damage.
We only have one hit point.
It's just
It's a
absolute
kill.
overkill. White hot
Yeah.
flame. Xedre's so uncomfortable.
It's quite disgusting what happens because the fire just like goes and just the immense heat hitting with that 9 damage, it pops like a tick. Which awakens the two remaining, Alfred and Salinas. You awaken to this pop and splatter. And as you guys all take in the sights, there's more. You count
Does that
5
smell?
more scattered around the sleeping area.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh shit.
I
Xedre, are you okay?
Yeah, he
Smell?
just has like rat guts like all up his side at this point. I'm fine. I just there's rats and I hate rats. Disgusting. There's more of them though, and he's gonna like try his best to point them out.
Jofredier's gonna pull a javelin from his bag and just start running around trying to stab them.
like a big fork, Brussels
Uh,
sprouts.
How? And can Galfrank catch rats?
That's going to be, as big as these things are, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. He could potentially catch them, though. I mean, familiar-wise, he could catch them. He just couldn't damage them because he can't.
Well, the question is, will Cybil be able to catch these rats?
Ooh.
Good point. All right, so to combat the infestation of rats,
Combat the rat.
you're all awake. We have 5 rolls that need to be made. I need you guys to decide between who wants to help the first mate, try and keep everybody calm, and from people jumping overboard. The surgeon from addressing any wounds from whatever these rats might be carrying. The cook Yeah, for keeping everybody from getting sick from any potential plague or anything else that might be carried by these rats. And then I need a crew roll for um, just the crew dealing with trying to kill them, which and then somebody will get to roll, but you can't help the captain, but somebody can do his role for the water vehicles, maintaining the ship under minor crew mass. So who wants what for roles? And if you're going to be helping one of these people, then you'll automatically be doing the role for them. So
I will be happy to do the keeping people calm. Salinas is very charismatic.
okay,
Happy to assist
grant
with that.
advantage to the first mate. First mate has for persuasion a +5.
Could we use my bonus?
Yeah, I'll let you.
Okay.
$19.
All right. Deep breaths. We will be taking care of this. We have people on it already. Can't hurt you. We have people to take care of that.
And Jofredier is running around in the back yelling, "That's not big old teeth!"
Jofredier seems to be heading towards the help the crew end of things. All right. That 19 is a success. So we have one success. We will not have a total failure for sure. So, all right. Who wants? Let's go with who wants to just roll for the captain. Well, let's come back to that one. Who wants to? Does anybody want to help the surgeon?
Xedre will help the surgeon. He's gonna pull out his herbalism kit, and he's immediately, as he's pulling it out, like checking it over to make sure that there's no holes in it. But then he's also having his Firebird kind of like channel some spells, so it'll just kind of like perch on people's shoulders and then glow if he needs to cast like cure wounds or anything because of any injuries.
What's your medicine check?
My medicine check is +5.
Okay, so you can use your +5. His is a +4.
Cool.
And then roll with advantage.
With advantage. It's gotta be good, right?
Mm-hmm.
That succeeds.
Okay.
Keep it get you there.
Good.
All right. Cook. Kiesel's best friend?
Yeah, since he's got the juice and everything, he might as well help his friend out. We've already built a little bit of repertoire.
Okay. Let's go get Caleb here.
I can't believe you popped like a hot pocket, dude.
Oh.
Okay. What's your con mod?
My
Just your
con
mod. Not your save, but your mod.
Constitution is a +4.
Okay. Do you have proficiency with Cook's tools?
What a question
Yes,
I
no.
never thought you'd ask. No.
Okay. So you'll have to use his modifier. So +3 and with advantage.
I mean, I do have a mess kit. That's got to count for something, right?
You're allowed to eat.
I guess, yeah. I'm rolling a d20 plus. You said
+3 with advantage.
Hmm.
21, solid. That's okay. Well, we're gonna succeed one way or the other. Can we get a total success out of this? All right. So I got the crew, and I got the captain left, Jofredier and Alfred.
I'll
The
help
captain
him.
is just rolling. There's no advantage to be granted. The crew can get advantage.
Yeah,
Our
I'll
captain,
help
my
out the crew.
captain.
Okay, Alfred's got the captain. Jofredier's got the crew. Okay, the crew is +6 with advantage. Jofredier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, match that 21 and +1. Alfred.
Oh, there's so much pressure.
Oh, look at that. Full success. Which I believe, with a complete success, the crew's quality goes up by 1 as you are able to eradicate all the rats with pretty good precision that there is no sign that there's a single one left. There should not be any risk of infestation the rest of the trip. And the crew will now get +7 on all their rolls for the rest of the trip. So,
Oh.
nice job, guys.
I'm gonna shake my javelin with like 10 rats on it to Xedre. They're like marshmallows.
The firebird will like appear like hovering above and just like caw, and like a little spit of flame will like come towards one of them.
It starts at the bottom and works its way up.
Just an absolute
Like a
inferno.
kebab. Oh my god.
Rat.
All right.
Yep.
As we move through the morning hours and head to midday, clear, low winds just sufficient to take care of things, keeping things moving along on the trip. And Alfred, I think we're back to you at the top of the order. Give me a D20 roll.
All right, let's have some fun. No fun.
17. Oh, he's open to fun now. All right, with 17, middle of the day passes by. Good clear skies. You can see quite a ways off in the distance. See some ships here and there, but nothing that's anywhere near your vicinity. No major activity or any signs of danger. A cold 41 degrees as the middle of the day passes by and takes you to the afternoon, which is Kiesel. Am I right? Yeah, Kiesel, you're next. As the afternoon, you're too quick.
Oh.
Afternoon comes in, it brings with it heavy rain as storms come in. Not anything thunderstorm wise, just a matter of it's raining.
Ugh, it's raining.
And due to the rain and the cloud cover does cause some navigation issues. So I need a navigation check. We can use your 13. Which check is ship seems to keep pretty well on course. Veers off a little bit, but still keeps on the main horizon. As the middle of the day passes, or the afternoon passes by and heads into evening. The heavy rain lets up a little bit, giving way to light rain. Not much wind. It's holding back any real progress. I mean, you're getting about 12 miles every 4 hours with the no wind. But the light rain requires another nav check, so that's going to go to Xedre this time. So I need a D20 plus 2.
Can Xedre assist by casting wind wall at like a slant off of the ground to kind of like catch the sails slightly and kind of like slope upwards through them?
To attempt to like
To shift
help
in
with
any way
speed?
that the navigator like needs, if we need to make any quick shifts or anything, just to have that kind of at the ready.
Okay.
Would that be helping?
I'm not going to say that it grants advantage on the roll, but that if there is a failed check by less than 5, if it's less than a 5 off of the target, you won't actually lose any time.
Okay. And you said that this was +2 to the roll?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to roll stealth.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Seems to stay on course. Seems to be going good. The light rain continues into the night as the wind starts to pick up a little bit. But the temperature falls down to freezing, 32 degrees. And whoever is next on the list, I think Jofredier, give me another nav check. So +2. On the D20 roll. Or the yeah.
Yeah, not so great.
You lucked out. I rolled a 1 on setting the DC, so 6 was the DC. So you were able to keep things on track as you head through the midnight hours and head to the nighttime hours, and that'll bring us back to Salinas. And Salinas, just give me a D20 roll. As the light rain lets up, the low wind continues, and man, we keep on rolling those encounters. We'll get something going on. Freezing temperature is 31 degrees out, and let's see. Day 3 table. We'll get this time. As the rain gives way to a light fog coming in, so you get to do double duty. You get to roll an nav check too. So give me a +2 D20 roll.
Would Alfred be able to help with the navigator's tools when he sees the fog roll in?
If you are awake in the middle of the night. This would be in the 2 to 6 a.m. range of things, so...
No. You're alone.
He's not actually there. That's just him rolling on behalf of the crew, so...
Alfred's fast asleep.
Sorry, just checking the lovely rules I sent you guys all, and whether it had... I think fog just causes nav checks, so... Okay, so 18... Alright, you are able to keep on course, navigate the fog, and get us through to day 4.
Yes.
And at this point, I can find my little notebook that has... It's always the tricky part. Rather than adding up all the miles. So, you're on the last leg of the journey as you head into day 4. And which means we're going to be back to Alfred at the top.
All right.
And yeah, roll me a d20. As wind picks up pace as the morning dawn comes, and clear skies, high winds, still freezing cold temperatures, but past the first 4 hours of day 4 without any issue. And as the next 4 hours come up, which is Kiesel's round, clear skies and high winds, making really good time picking up the pace and catching up for any time lost in prior, but bitter cold, unpleasant travel for anybody above deck. And no roll needed for Kiesel. What you got, Salinas?
I'd like to try and find... We kind of hit the last leg of the journey. I'd like to try and find Xedre.
He's about.
Do it. Roll hide and seek check.
You rolled a stealth check earlier.
Yeah. Are you hiding? And if you are not,
No, Xedre's very much in plain sight. Zedri's
if you're
at this point in the center of every room that he comes into because of the rat debacle. He doesn't trust corners, edges of rooms. Like, it's wasn't a good experience.
What room is Xedre in right now?
Probably in like the dining area. We have.
Okay.
Is there like a large table for eating? Or is it more so people are just kind of like holed up in this space?
it's mostly just, I mean, the cabin that's up above, the 2 cabins that are on the main deck, presumably have some sort of like tables and chairs and stuff, but you're part of the ship. There's no tables or anything like that. Just sit crisscross applesauce on the floor, and
He probably has a little bit of food with him, and sitting crisscross applesauce and towards the middle of the room, but pretty easy to spot out.
I come in and slide up next to him.
Oh, hey Salinas, what's up?
Not too much. Of the was looking for you actually.
Okay, how can I help you?
Well, we are a day's journey away from our destination, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I was sort of wanted to check in, see what the how do I phrase this? There were any expectations coming into Ashmane?
Oh, there's nothing really expected of you all. I would say it's more so the expectations of like the people who live in Ashmane. So here's the deal. I am not representative of all of the ideologies held by the denizens of Ashmane. And whenever we go, you might notice a bit of hesitance in some individuals, and that they take a bit to warm up to, or maybe they don't warm up at all. But that is not, that's not like them. I hope you know that. So just like prepare yourself, just in case anybody's a little like, feels like they're acting coldly towards you, because it isn't that.
All right. Well, I mean, it's good to know. Any other like customs or laws that are sort of unique to the area?
No. There's a little bit of people who kind of watch over things. The Ash Watch. So I mean, in terms of laws, don't do anything like blatantly illegal. I guess we're a little more open than others. I don't want to tiptoe between the lines of like what's legal and what's not. We did just get out of the whole Honoria thing.
No. I mean, just something more out of the ordinary. No, because in Averia, many of the cities have their very wildly different codes of conduct. There's one in particular that I remember we went to with the band, with the circus, and had to, anyone who could do spell casting had to go and be marked by the guards, and you had to like wear a token to show that you were a magic caster, and so people guarded you very differently. So there's things like things can be very different place to place, and I've never been here before.
I guess one thing that's a little bit of a good thing is that Ashmane's really focused on like the Pantheon. So I mean, worship outside of it is pretty looked down upon. So hopefully we don't run into anything having to do with you know.
Yes. Or the other one either.
I'm sorry, the other one?
with her mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you
Yes.
were holding out on me for a second. Yes. No. They're pretty strict about stuff like that. So I at least feel safe in that regard. And if there is something going on, I feel like the Ash Watch will be on our side for it.
This is good. What about your family?
Yeah. I mean, we each have kind of like our own things going on. My sister Delane is, she's really focused in her work a lot of the time. So when I talk about like people being cold, like she would probably be the one who's the most. And then I have my little brother, and he's not really anything to worry about. He's just pretty curious. He likes to do research, and he would probably get along with Alfred quite a bit. And then I have my little sister, who she's not really anything to worry about. Volt's sister Leaf, kind of on part with her, I guess. And then both of my parents, just between the two of them, they run the crematorium. My dad really runs the books, and then my mom is kind of the chief undertaker. That's another thing. I guess women are held in high regard, so don't be disrespectful to women.
Never am.
Great.
Unless they deserve it. More of what I was saying is, do you have any sort of expectations for when we visit your family?
I've kind of put everything aside because I'm going to have to grapple with the fact that I kind of left on my own. And I'm not going to be beholden to any behaviors that you would bring in. I would hate for you to not be authentic with my parents, if I can be honest. And wait a second. I retract that. If you're going to be authentic, like, don't be spying on people with Galfrank. That's probably, like, number one. But outside of that, I think that everybody should be themselves, though. I don't want you to put up a front, because then my parents won't really get to know who I've been traveling with, and if I get the blessing to continue going along with you all, it'd be really neat if it was you being your true selves.
What if you don't get their blessing? What would you do?
I didn't really get the blessing the first time I left. That was I maybe didn't go about it the correct way, and I had Xanathy going to Six Bills too, so the two of us just kind of stuck together through it. But there's so much to explore and see in Ashmane, and I doubt that we're going to be at my parents' house consistently. My house consistently.
No, your parents' house. You have your own house now.
That Cedric kind of like pauses for a second. That's true. I will admit it's not going to really feel like a home until we have a basement and until we have Alfred's workshop. You know, all the little specific things that we really wanted. And is there anything that you wanted specifically, like a stage outside for you to like perform on and busk around?
No, that is not necessary. I'll probably pick up some things to make it feel a little bit more like home. When I get the chance. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I think
good though. Sorry.
Yes. I was gonna say, so I take it we're not going to be pulling a vault and staying at your family estate.
We could, I guess. It would take some moving around. My house isn't as nice as my parents' house isn't as nice as the estate that Vault had. But I mean, there's plenty of inns to stay at as well. And you can get like information and stuff like that too. Abler's Grove is a pretty big one for like figuring out what the goings on in the city are and stuff like that. But a lot of the time it's just petty drama between folks. Or the dragon.
Oh yes, you did mention the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go towards the Rider Mountains. We don't really have to worry about it too much.
Good enough.
But I appreciate you kind of scoping it out. It's really big of you to want to make a good impression.
Well, it's been a... Family is important.
They are. Well, I probably have to go ahead and clean this up, and Xedre's going to hold, like, his empty bowl up. But if we need to do any sort of further debriefing, we should probably include everyone else, right?
More, yeah, I'm talking about depending on what we actually do when we get to the city. Yeah, we should probably talk with everyone.
Yeah. That'd be nice. But the trip has been good. A lot better of a ship trip than the others.
Yes, much quieter than any of the other ships we've been on so far. Just knocks on the wooden floor of the boat.
Any squeaking? Residual squeaking?
Oh, just nice thud of the wood. A little bit of a creak.
What
No squeak.
what day is it currently?
4.
Fifth day
Five.
4 of travel. 5th day of Fetterman.
5th day of Fetterman. Okay.
Sorry, could you spell that location for me? What the grove was?
Which? The Grove?
Oh, the
Abla's
inn?
Grove.
Oh,
Abla.
Abla's Grove. ABLA.
Okay.
Abla? Abla?
Abla now. It's canon. It's how the locals pronounce it, but that's what it is, right?
That really sucks for her.
I guess while they were having their nice little conversation during the noon meal, where were the other three?
I think Alfred would have just been spending a lot of time with Cybil recently. As they've had a lot of downtime, he's sort of like taken that to reconnect with her.
Okay.
They're mostly like above deck, so they probably would have seen Xedre and Salinas, but mostly like they're towards probably towards the port side.
Give me the animal handling check.
Oh boy. $11.
Okay. It's your bonding check. What about the two heavyweights?
Jofredier's doing something he normally doesn't do and just relaxing.
You got yourself a nice deck
He's just
chair.
sitting back in his hammock and kind of vibing.
Kiesel?
I think Kiesel would be taking it easily, depending on how would he be feeling like upset, like an upset stomach or anything. Like how am I feeling 24 hours after the?
Yeah, as you're
Concoction.
midday through day 4, things have cleared up a lot for you, and yeah, with your solid Constitution save on taking that, no adverse side effects. Just on the mend.
Yeah, I think with this last day, Kiesel's just gonna kind of take it easy above deck and watch around, maybe try to not try to miss any islands passing him by, if we do see any.
It's a nice balmy 26 degrees up above deck. I mean, it's super freaking freezing. This is not a pleasant day to spend much time above deck. Even Jofredier's in his bunk down below. I mean, that's saying something. All right, who's my next roller? I think third on the list. Xedre again. Give me a d20. As the clear skies and high wind continue into the afternoon, temperatures rising but still staying below freezing. Afternoon passes without any real incident. Nothing crazy out there. And the high winds continue. Clear skies and freezing temperatures into the evening as Jofredier. Don't need to roll though, as the evening hours pass by without issue and get us to the midnight hours. I presume you guys all take a rest for the
one
night.
last time.
And I believe Salinas, you are up, and give me a d20 roll. The last d20 roll if this doesn't cause you issues. So
Right.
Now that you
Gonna
said
be
that,
better
all
than
the pressure.
It'll be better than a 2 this time. It was better than a 2.
Just enough to be above the 4. So as the midnight hours pass, freezing temperatures drop, the wind dies down. As clear skies continue, wind goes away, and we head into the middle of the night. Everybody give me perception checks.
Oof.
it like rolled on the 17 and then like rolled off of it.
All right, Salinas, Jofredier, and Kiesel, you're all awakened, kind of like that half asleep state, as you hear quite a bit more activity going on above you as things are happening. It's up to you whether you wake up or go back to sleep.
Tell what time it is?
Best guess, middle of the night.
If there's something going on in the middle of the night, Jofredier is going to check it out.
Okay. Kiesel, Salinas?
If he sees Jofredier getting up, Linus will very reluctantly pull his overcoat on over his pajamas and go.
Jofredier
with him.
would grab one of his axes, though.
All right.
Or, no, he only brought the one with him, so yeah, he'll grab his axe.
If we're grabbing weapons,
Just in case.
I might check it out too.
Okay. 3 of you get up, grab weapons, leave the other 2 slumbering. Leave those 2 firehearts to get their good beauty rest.
Takes a lot to maintain this complexion.
True.
All right. As you get up above deck, you notice that the crew quite active. Everybody is moving around, getting things fastened down, taken care of, and looking off in the distance, you see land. That you are not far from shore, nearing the end of your trip. And as you take in the welcome sight after 4 days at sea of solid ground, the Rider Mountains rising up above the shoreline, looking at your map of Eastern Old Morrel, you're just getting to the point where you're coming around that cape and you'll see that off to the distance. You've got land has popped up overnight. Some point in time you started passing that cape and heading inland, and yeah, looking out in front, the nice sight of mountains rising up above, a shoreline up ahead, and some signs of civilization, some buildings and whatnot. And as you take in this welcome sight, any response from the three of you?
Nothing dangerous, I suppose.
Do you see a dragon flying, or
I guess we're just getting everything ready for going into port. Might still be a couple hours.
Can we see? Because we're coming into Ashmane.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see? Is there like a visible like dust cloud or ash cloud, or is it just the coloration of the soil?
Basically, from here, you kind of get that prototypical look of Mount Olympus type thing, where the clouds are sitting down below the mountaintops of the Rider Mountains, but they are very dark gray clouds that sit really low. It's not that the mountains are that tall, it's that there is this cloud of ash. And give me perception check there, Kiesel, and anybody else who wants to as well. That's awake, you firehearts. All right, with 15
20.
or above for all three of you. Actually, just barely able to catch glimpses of orange and yellow light going off in the mountains, volcanic eruptions. Small, very small from this far away, but presume they're just really far away, not really small. As you're taking in that sight, taking in those volcanic eruptions, huge thud hits the side of the ship, rocking it to the right, and immediately sending the crew into a tizzy as they all react to it and start heading towards the ballistas at the front. And you firehearts can give me another perception check.
We can?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what this is. That's not good.
Rolls back over.
Alfred is out. Xedre, you wake up with a shudder as that impact hits. You're actually just like rolled. Are you bedroll or are you hammocking?
He's hammocking.
Okay, you are tossed from the hammock, but you're able to like prevent yourself from hitting the ground and getting hurt or anything like that. Just you're like rolled out as that impact hits.
Yeah, Xedre will kind of like wake up. What was that? Is it random intervals that this thing is thudding into us?
So far, you only had the one,
Okay.
but it was massive.
Yeah, Xedre's immediately looking around for everybody else, sees Alfred asleep, and will walk over and just say, Alfred, hey, you need to wake up.
Alfred will reluctantly roll over. So, Xedre, what's going on?
There was like
Have we hit land?
No, I don't think so, but something, we hit something.
Did something hit us?
Oh, I should hope not. There's like these really big creatures around here that like I would not want to mess with.
Oh, okay. I'm coming. Alfred will slowly like get himself up, shake his head, and then grab his stuff and throw his cloak over. All right, let's go.
Xedre quickly rub Sybil's head just to let her know that everything is all right. But he'll head
Just
over
wiping the
quickly.
sleep out of his. Yeah, he'll wipe the sleep out of his eyes. Give one last rub to Cybil as well, and then follow Xedre.
What about you three up top? What's your reaction to the thud and the shift of the boat?
Jofredier, is that normal?
Nope, and he's gonna run to the edge to try and see what the hell hit us.
Give me a. Oh, we'll stick with the good old perception check.
Eh.
13. You think you see something in the water? It's a pretty large mass, but you can't place it. and it quickly fades into the darkness of the water below you.
There's something big out there, that's for sure.
As he says that, everybody roll initiative.
Oh no.
I
Wasn't
can't
gonna let
believe
us
you.
get away.
We haven't fought anything in too many episodes. It's time to kick some ass. So
Yeah, all of his best attempts, we've talked our way out of it and be like, no, you don't want to fight us.
Nope.
We intimidated everyone else.
all right. Just realized I didn't set. This is the one sound set I didn't build.
No.
For the first battle set, not this one. You know what?
Just use the first battle set.
Exactly.
We're technically in the Sea of Kings right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Then Xedre will explain to Alfred kind of like as we're heading up. Yeah, okay. So there's like all sorts of stuff that's like out there, you know? Even the stuff that like people haven't really like explored before. And I mean, we've seen them as Spitzens and Blitzens and like all of that. But there's some things that you just don't really mess with.
Do they have any sort of like distinguishing like things that they do? Do they have like acid, or they have like 20 rows of teeth, or what are we working with?
Oh, I was just saying like a general thing. I mean, if you're talking about like specific creatures, there's like, let's see which one. There's leviathans. Huge like serpent creatures. No, they're super cool. We have like this total like celebration in them. They like, you know, like water goddess creatures, but they're also like giant menacing monsters.
So you have these celebrations because you're terrified of them?
Yeah, it's kind of. I guess that's kind of fair. They're like revered, but it's also like people sometimes dress up, and you know it's scary to the little kids. But then sometimes the kids like chase each other around, and it's pretty interesting. Leviathan Sire is what it's called.
So it's like a living volcano. It's like you like to, go look at it and see it erupt, but you don't want to be too close when it does.
Oh no, there's literal active volcanoes near where I live. The Ryder Mountains.
No, but I'm saying the Leviathan is like its own volcano.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they come up to shore, like around that time of year, and then they kind of go off further into the sea.
Like a big dangerous force of nature.
Exactly.
Okay.
As you two are having this nice casual conversation coming up to the top of the steps, Kiesel, you are at the top of the initiative order. Don't have any sight on anything yet, but Jofredier standing over at the edge.
Yeah, I want to run over to where Jofredier is. What was it? Was that coral? Did you see something move?
Something big and alive.
Tentacles, fins, arms.
Couldn't tell. Dark.
I guess if this is gonna gobble up the first of my initiative, I want to get a good scan. If Jofredier was scanning this side and he says it moved, then I want to take a look maybe over here. Oh no, what happened? Okay, there it is. Yeah, I want to take a look like maybe over here diagonally, and then I want to get a scan on this side of the boat.
Okay.
That way we're kind of covering two different lines of sight.
Okay. Are you wanting to just kind of stand guard watching for if you see something, or do you want to actively look?
I want to hold my action until I see something breach the water.
Okay.
And also, Kiesel's just going to kind of take a glance, but not a whole lot of glance, but brace for an action. And then I want to, as the two yippity yappers are yapping and yippiting away, I just want to make a point of being like, there's something big in the water. Keep your eyes peeled. It's big.
and it's still in the fucking water. And that'll be it.
All right.
Alright,
Jofredier, as you're looking over at the other side, what are you doing? Still no sign of anything. You can actively look for it, but that will be your action, or you can hold your action like Kiesel did.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same like Kiesel, hold my action and see if it comes up.
Okay. And Alfred, you see a lot of activity. There are people manning the ballistas and preparing for whatever this might be. But you also, the two of you, catch sight as you look over your back shoulders. Yeah, land. Home, Xedre, is off in the distance. You're almost there, but something's causing a little bit of disruption here.
Oh shit. Well, after hear what Kiesel says about something big in the water, Alfred will take out his firearm and put his own ballista on his arm. And then he'll sort of like call out like, do we have any sight on what we're looking at, or what side is it? He's just like, go ahead.
Jofredier's side, maybe, but it then disappeared.
All right. At that, Alfred will take up residence on the other side of Jofredier, and then he'll sort of like ready a shot if he sees something pop out, just like the other two.
All right. And Xedre.
Xedre is going to summon his Firebird, first thing, and he'll kind of stand in the middle of the deck. And he just wants to go ahead and face towards the front of the boat and have his Firebird kind of perched facing the other way. And he's just going to go ahead and use his bonus action to command the Firebird to attack if it sees anything breach.
Okay.
And just fire off a little flame seed. That'll be his turn.
All right. At the conclusion of your turn, I go quiet and I don't say anything.
That's how he kills us. We die of anticipation.
Your scratches. As this creepy greenish blue creature rises above the side of the ship. Opening its large maw, about 1.5 feet wide, drops down and just a whole host of tentacles just like open up and start reaching out, little suckers on the end, and then 2 big pinchers rising up above as it goes, and is immediately like lurches towards Xedre and Kiesel, but your held actions. Kiesel, it is within range of you as it climbs up the side of the ship. Its 4 legs crawling up the side of the ship and getting up above board, and these 2 big pinchers out in front.
Oh, I hope there's a lot of butter up on the land, and I'm just gonna go and use my 2 attacks on him. I have been rolling gold tonight.
It didn't make the cool little guitar sound.
No, it didn't.
We can make it.
There we go. All right,
We
you
have
just
the
slice
technology.
in, opening up a wound just below the left pincher as just like the carapace kind of pulls back a little bit, and a little shine of light bursting out from where your glaive hits before it just like slowly goes back.
I'm gonna do it again.
Back. That one, try to go back in and just glance off the armor. off that carapace.
Yeah, there's a weak spot, and am I? Actually, I wouldn't know that, so I'm actually gonna move this way close to Xedre.
Well, this is just your
no,
held
this is my
action.
held action.
Yeah.
You're all right. That's your
Yep.
turn.
All right.
That's
So
the only guy.
Jofredier, your held action, it's not near you, so you can continue to hold it. And Alfred, your held action, it's at your back, but it's there.
I can get a shot on it.
Yeah.
I will get a shot on it. I will not get a shot on it.
Oof.
Despite this thing's massive size, it is just kind of flailing these pinchers around and shoot underneath the armpit and off into the distance.
Yeah, Alfred's just taken so back by it coming out from behind him, he just like spins around and wildly shoots.
All right, Xedre.
It'll technically be his Firebird making the attack.
Yep.
Which I guess I can
Flame Steed.
drag that out. Hey, yo. Cool. Yeah.
Just glances off the side of the neck, right in between where the neck goes into the shoulder. Just fizzles.
Even with the worry on people's faces, Xedre's very happy that this was not a Leviathan. But that'll end my turn.
All right, so that brings, as you end all of your held actions, other than Jofredier still holding his, this crab-like monstrosity goes and immediately attempts to, with its left hand, attempts to go after Kiesel.
Oh, I bet he will.
20 to hit. $14 damage as he goes and he just like clasps onto you, picks you up for a little bit before you're able to just wriggle.
He's gonna clasp onto me, but as he grabs me, I want to use my reaction.
Okay.
What's your reaction?
I'm gonna expend a charge and blind this bucket of crab legs.
Okay.
Unless, alright, so he has to roll against the attack spell save DC, which would be 14, right, Alfred?
And it's con save?
Oh god.
It's a con saving throw against the spell save DC.
Radiant weapon? Yeah, I can't save on my spell save DC.
21.
22?
I'm gonna guess not. So
I don't think so.
it's not blinded. Kiesel, you are grappled,
Shit.
held in the pincher, being picked up off the ground as it pinches in. It's like just clasping onto your armor, like pinching it on your body, causing part of that bludgeoning pain as it's just like crushing you. And the
He's gonna
second
retch.
is on Xedre, maybe. There we go. 16 to hit.
That do be hitting.
For 9 damage. It doesn't get as good of a grasp, and you don't have the nice metal armor to make a nice taco out of you. But you are also grappled as it holds the two of you in its pinchers, looming over top of everybody. And that is its turn, going to Salinas.
No, you don't. He's going to hold up his hand, and Kiesel says something about a weak spot, and so it gathers and builds up the energy, and he's going to cast out a guiding bolt.
Okay. watch as your bolt just goes out and clinks off of the side of it, the left side of its head.
I
Scares
use
off.
my inspiration on this.
Yeah.
Oh. This battle music's cool, bro. Shout out to the producer for Sirenscape.
Yeah.
Shout out to the
You
audio.
get this
engineer.
bastard.
Tight.
Oh.
Oh,
All right, I'll stand by the original description as it blinks off the side of the carapace of the head.
It's been rolling
just,
like such trash today.
All the it like just somehow manages to go in between the mouthful of tentacles, in between a couple of the tentacles, and flying off. Any bonus action or move from you?
Oh, that's it.
All right. And as you finish firing that off, Jofredier, like hearing all this activity, hearing Kiesel and Xedre being clasped in this thing, you get a good sight on what they're fighting as one crawls up in front of you, scratching on the side of the hole and clawing up the side of the ship right in front of you. Unleash your held action.
Yeah. I'm swinging at it. Oof. I'll swing the
rolls.
second time.
I'll get it.
Alright. Decent damage.
Swing at that first one and it just kind of grazes off of that carapace and then just backhand it back the other direction, laying it into the side. Let's see. Yep, we got our radiant damage going, so it just kind of like pulls this hole open a little bit on the side as it's the carapace. You find there's a little bit of a seam in the carapace to get down into the meat of this crab-like creature. And it will respond by finishing its attacks to attack with you at the left. For a hit. $12 damage as it goes and just grasps onto you, having that unarmored armor of just thick skin, pinching you in your meat suit. And Alfred with the other one. And it finally misses. So, Alfred, it doesn't know what to do with you being turned around, and you just like take a little half step forward, not even realizing what's going on as it goes and just goes past your back and misses.
I remember picking
And
lucky.
brings us down to the crew. So, first time we've actually got to use the vehicle mechanics that are in here now. So, I'm
Yes.
going to share with you guys the record for the galley. You guys can fire each of the ballista attacks. You guys can each take turns to fire all 7 ballistas with the just drag from that NPC sheet I just shared with you guys. So just go back to the top of the order. Kiesel.
I'm grappled.
It's not you. This is you for the ship.
I'm not
You're
grappled.
firing for the crew.
So we're just rolling.
It's a +6. If you want to just roll it.
Oh, I don't think. Yeah, actually, I have to roll it here. God, I love not being grappled.
All right, 19 hits, 3d10.
Damn.
11.
It could have been 30.
Goes straight into the chest, kind of ripping out the side a little bit, going underneath, almost like a little scale piece of carapace there, and just kind of lodges in there. Let's see. Jofredier, give me the second ballista attack. And if you guys drag the ballista attacks and stuff, it'll have all that stuff and auto-apply, so it should, at least. So,
Nice.
20 hits. I guess tell me which one
Nice.
you're firing at.
The
Yours or the other one?
other one.
Okay. As
He
long
wants
as
this one.
4 go one way and 3 go the other way, we're fine. So 16 at the other one. It's starting to look beat up as this one lodges just below where the other one is at. If the thing's heart was where a human heart would be, it would not be in good shape at this point. Clearly, it's some sort of odd creature. So, all right, who's third? Alfred, give me a ballista shot on whichever one you want to shoot at.
I'll take the one closest to me.
All right. That one blocks
Nope.
off, plangs off the top of the shoulder blade.
More for Jofredier.
All right, Xedre, give me the 4th ballista shot.
Gotta be going
Either
on
one,
the
your
one
call.
next to us.
Oh yeah, 23, that'll hit.
Hey.
That wasn't bad. Not bad at all. Lodges like right in where the knee would be, and it just like watches the leg kind of buckles on one of the 4 legs as it kind of leans further into you, Xedre, as a result of this wound. All right, Salinas, give me the 5th shot from the ballistas.
What's
And
the
you can
bonus?
shoot one more on the top, plus 6.
6.
Oh, it was there.
My rolls tonight, guys.
All right, with an 8, misses, just doesn't even hit on the side of it. Yeah, it was one of the worst crew guys. He just didn't get a very good shot at it. He's a little bit terrified. All right, so we got 2 more, which both need to go at the one on the bottom. So Kiesel, give me another ballista shot plus 6.
This whole time, as Kiesel's being grabbed by it, he's just like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't hit me!"
21, that'll hit.
3d10.
Yep.
That is what I'm
Nice.
talking
Nice.
about. There we go.
Nice.
Another one
bad.
that just goes and like lodges into the side on its left side, just like right in front of Jofredier, and it just kind of like crunches over a little bit. And last shot, Jofredier. It's on the one next to you. $21, that'll hit. Not bad, not bad. 14. This one just like hits up above into the shoulder, and just kind of like you almost feel like it's gonna drop you as the pincher kind of just drops a little bit, but you're still hanging up above, about 2 feet above the spot you were in. As just like this greenish blue blood starts to drip out of its elbow down onto the side of the ship, and that'll put us back to top of the order. Kiesel, you are grappled. You can use your action to attempt to break the grapple. DC 14.
My action to break the grapple. I could do that, right?
Yeah. So it'd be a athletics check.
If I were to use my bonus action and give myself Fighting Spirit, can I get advantage on that attempt? Or no?
No, because it's not an attack.
Rules! Would you say it was athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. +6, +6, +6, +6.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
It will just kind of flex a little bit, pop that pincher just enough. You like whoop, drop down in between it and just watch as the claw right above your head clips off a little bit of the hair as it seals back in. And if you have anything for bonus action or move,
if it grabbed me from here, I'm technically within its melee range. So I don't know if moving would be the
or you
best.
could technically action surge.
I could.
But
Do I want to do that? Why not? What's gonna happen once we get to shore? I'll action surge. You talked me into it. Don't twist my arm. Oh god, we're gonna have something much more worse on shore. I'm assuming.
Swing in on it, and blocked off that carapace. But not with the backhand.
Nice.
Thing is like barely holding on to Xedre as it's like starting to just shift down into that rowboat.
Yeah, as I'm able to wiggle out and almost get my head crushed like a pineapple, I'm just gonna come and I kind of scrape the glaive across its like main chest area before coming down and trying to like almost crush the claw that's holding Xedre. Yeah, that's gonna be it for my turn at the moment. I'm just gonna stay right here and watch it die.
All right, Jofredier.
Alright, I am going to rage. That's important. And then, yeah, I'm going to take my swings at this one. Try to keep its claws away from Alfred. Ah, that's a little better. I am going to action surge. And I'm going to swing 2 more times at this thing.
All right. That dang carapace is thick.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Alright, well,
It learned a trick from Alfred on dodging and managed to avoid that second blow.
yeah, its claws just, almost had me.
You gotta be quicker than that.
All right, Alfred. Taking a glance over your shoulder as this thing just misses you on as Alfred Jofredier is doing what he can to just like slice into it, and it's a very menacing thing at your back.
Yeah, he's gonna complete that sort of like 360 now as he turns back around to face this. But he's gonna continue to back up one little bit and then sort of holding his hands close to his chest. He's going to bring them out and saying a quick prayer to Infernus. He's going to cast Scorching Ray at this.
All right,
What?
that is.
Nice.
Just
We
watch
go.
it just like blows a hole, opening up a hole on the side. Basically removed whatever love handle he had on the right side as it just like rips a hole in its abdomen.
Who needs liposuction?
We're having crab cake sandwiches tonight.
Dude, oh boys for
14
days.
hits.
Ooh. Taking another big chunk out.
Oh, one more hit, that's it.
One more hit, one more hit.
Crit it. Oh,
It was almost.
right there. You got Salinas' 20 to a 2.
Oh, man.
Yeah, with the last one, he
That was
sees
fun.
how much he's doing, and but he sort of like loses his footing at the last moment, and it goes slightly off to the side.
Yeah, with the 2, it's off over the left shoulder. Bluish green blood just like pouring out on the deck of the ship at this point in time.
But your words after the Scorching Ray,
Oh.
he's going to take
You know,
another.
I need to back up a second. Jofredier and Alfred, you were both grappled.
I never made a save.
There was no save. If it hits,
Oh.
you automatically are grappled.
Wait,
Oh,
I wasn't hit.
Okay.
Oh no, that's right,
Oh.
Alfred, you didn't. Yeah, so you're fine. Your Scorching Rays are all fine. Yeah, it's just Jofredier's.
Well, Jofredier just missed, right?
I only hit
Missed on
one
the
time.
secondary. I was just looking for what was the damage on the 9?
Yeah,
Am I
9
reading that
damage.
right? Okay. All right, he's still in pretty damn rough shape because Alfred did some pretty good numbers on him. So anyway,
Yeah, he's Alfred's gonna take one step to just sort of like readjust himself in his place, and then bring his arm back up to his left arm, his right arm to his left arm, and take one shot with his ballista to finish it off. Oh no! Oh no!
Jofredier, I mean, you would have had a turn, obviously. So
Yeah, I
you're
would
taking
have
the damage
tried
rate.
to
Go
break
ahead and
out instead.
roll the athletics check to get out.
Yeah.
And if you got out, we'll say your actions, surge, attacks went. Which, yeah, 15 got you out. 14 is DC, I believe, is what I said. So let me double check that. But
Nice.
yeah, DC 14. So you got out, used the action surge to throw the 2 hits that missed. So, all right, Alfred, did you complete your turn? Xedre.
Yeah, I'm done.
Xedre's getting flung
You
around
are
a little
grappled.
bit by this thing. Yeah, and he's being kind of like shifted back and forth. So what Xedre's going to do is he's going to like start to move his hands, but then like realizing that he can't really do much, he's gonna look over to his Firebird as like the back of its tail kind of like bulbs up almost like a flower, and the feathers kind of like shift together, and then they all fall apart, and 4 scorching rays are going to go, 2 to each, because I need to make sure that this happens. So I'll have that go. So it'll be 1 on there, 1 on there. Okay, perfect, cool. And then 1 over here.
Looks like a Roman candle, like floating down the street.
Pretty
Glancing
much.
off.
This is pretty bad.
There we go. We got
Cool.
one.
All
got
right.
one.
Well, the good news is that with the enhanced bond, it's
Oh!
also going to go ahead and take a D8 of damage extra. So it takes an extra 5
Hey, well,
damage.
you know, the 5 was better than the 2, so.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't even know that I ended up killing him.
I have a question. These are deep crabs 9 and 15. I hate to see which other ones are around the ship.
I hate to see the other guys.
Yeah.
And then Xedre will use his bonus action to command his Firebird to shoot off at the one holding him. He's not going to try to
Oh.
escape at all.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to look at your Scorching Ray. Okay, so your Scorching Ray has a movement requirement, and you're grappled.
And with my fire spirit, it can originate from
Okay,
the.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Just, all right, we're good.
Thank goodness I'm a wildfire druid.
All right,
Yeah.
so Flame Seed.
Flame seed, yes. So it's gonna be disappointing if that hits. Damn it!
Oh!
This isn't the thing to hit, y'all.
Your Firebird kills it.
It
might.
might. Holy mackerel!
Max damage.
Holy crit!
geez.
Which one?
On the one that's holding Xedre, of course.
It goes and just like impacts right in the neck of this thing. It severs a couple of those tentacles as it goes in, and just kind of like rips a hole in the side that just like this bluish green blood is just like spurting out into this rowboat next to you.
Nope. That's Xedre and his bird.
It's
All
still
right.
alive.
That'll bring up Deep Crab 15.
Probably pissed.
Yeah, it isn't. Okay. Give me a con save, Cedric.
Zedge.
13 was the DC.
Oh, okay, good. Awesome.
Just hit. As you feel like this poison, like it pulls it over to you, and like those tentacles latch onto your face, and you just feel this ooze coming into your face. It burns at first, and then you just kind of shake it off. You know, that little bit of training and some monkish tech and good old Xanathes training on how to deal with poisons and toxins, you're able to fight it off. And funnily enough for it, that is not an action that it has to take. So that is just automatic for the grapple. Pincer attack, try and get Kiesel back.
Oh,
24 to hit.
Motherfucker. I am so gonna get
11
the
damage as it picks you up again with that pincher. And
reaction.
Yeah.
Reaction. I'm clicking it. I'm using up all my charges here. I only have 4.
It's like a video game, or it's like a horror game where you're clicking your flashlight over and over again because you're so scared.
I'm like, dude, please.
Alright, it was a con save. Did we ever figure out what the actual DC was? Hey,
Not a
no.
1.
oh,
Alright, so it is blinded, correct?
It's blinded and it's stupid and a poopy head too. Those are conditions of the.
Now we find out that Kiesel took some levels in Bard.
Vicious
Alright.
mockery. Yeah, it is blinded until the end of the attacker's next turn, unless the attacker succeeds on Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
Okay. So with Xedre held in the other pincher, it goes to slam Xedre on the deck of the ship. With disadvantage, since it is blinded now.
You're welcome. I don't know if I just pissed it off.
God, I got the nat one!
Ooh, good.
Ooh, that one.
Oh,
You get an attack of opportunity, which would not be in this case, would just be if you were able to try and get in there. So, as you are grappled, that is its turn. It's done. Salinas, can you finish one of these things off? They
I'm
are
gonna
both
try.
limping.
Salinas is going to wind up his frustrated at his miss and is going to wind up an Eldritch Blast.
All right. Oh yeah, that'll hit. Nicely timed scream from the guy on the deck, but goes, impacts, and just blows a hole right above where these ballistas had been sticking in him. And just like rips a hole, and the thing just starts to fall off the deck of the ship. Xedre, give me a dex save. I guess Kiesel, yes, as well. I guess you are both grappled by it at the moment.
Oh yeah. You said this is a save?
Xedre gets hit by the Eldritch Blast. Just goes.
Kiesel, as it goes and falls backwards, you're able to just like fall out of its hands and grab on, like land on the deck of the ship. Xedre, you're going over with it.
Oh, did I just use my reaction to blind it? Oh god.
And
and
still
for
in
future
the
reference,
midst of
my
battle,
spells. Oh.
Yep. You still got more bolts, so.
just pirouettes 180 degrees and with his other hand out fires against the opposing crab and is going to shout out, "Jofredier! Xedre is overboard."
Planks off the left shoulder.
Hit an 8. I don't have to even roll that high. I guess with his bonus action.
Okay.
Throws out a little bit of healing at Kiesel.
Alright. Any move?
Nope, he's just gonna stay central on the deck.
Alright. still holding on over here. And Jofredier is free. Let's see if he can't change that. Nope. Misses. And the second one will go at Alfred. 18
shield.
to hit.
Alfred will shield at the.
Okay. Goes
Yes.
to grab onto you and just like stops it. It's like the claws can't grab onto you. They just kind of stop.
He'll just sonic whack his finger at him.
All right. That is its turn, which puts us back to the ship. One's down, the other one's still up. And let's see, we did... Alfred, you can start with the ballista shots. +6.
All right.
Finish this thing off. 3d10 better kill it, so...
Big 3d10. All 10s. One
Oh, that'll
10.
do it.
Close.
Just
Right in between the eyes.
rips through the neck, just severing the head as it goes and falls forward right in front of Jofredier, the whole thing falling off the side of the ship. Jofredier watches the head of this thing with all those ugly, god-awful tentacles go, and they like sucker onto the side of the ship for a second before they release, and the head joins the body as it heads to the deep down below. Which puts us back to the top of the order. There is an overboard Xedre that's still clasped in this dead creature's arm.
Is Xedre like in the water?
Yeah, I can't move him off the boat, so
Is
there's a
the
wall.
water like really far down? Like, is it more than 10 feet?
At this point in time, that was on the prior 6 seconds, so no, it's not very far at this point.
Okay, then I want to go over to like where Xedre was, and if I can still see him, can I reach out the blunt end of my glaive and try to reach it over so he can grab onto it, or is that out of?
He would
like,
be
range?
pinned with his arms at his sides, so he wouldn't be able to grab anything.
Oh, so he's like Scooby Doo. Okay.
Like zoinks.
Like Kiesel, dude. I'm really in a pinch here. Fuck. If that's the case, then can I try to?
You could
use-
get to him with your movement if you wanted to jump in and attempt to swim down to him.
Yeah, but the boat's still moving though, right? Like we haven't anchored in this.
No, if the boat uses the actions to attack, it's doing is riding the waves. It's not actively moving. It has to choose to move or attack.
One guy overboard or two guys overboard?
And you're in
Well,
armor.
I'm in armor. It's not full plate. I think it's technically medium. But maybe Xedre can write something nice down in his book about Kiesel. So I'm gonna jump out, and Kiesel is just going to jump, glaive in hand, towards Xedre, so I can try to free him. Because between the two of us, one of us has to know how to swim.
All right, give me an athletics check if you're going to try and free him.
Here's the fun part. It's not Kiesel.
Oh no! You know you're in more danger trying to save someone from drowning than 21. Not gonna finish that sentence because we're saving somebody.
You get swim down to him, bubbles flying behind you as you grab onto each side of his pincher. It's not alive anymore, so you're not fighting the full DC. As you just go and rip it open, you're actually able to just rip it apart with a 21. You just rip the bottom end of this pincher off and release Xedre, who's... Xedre, do you got a swim speed?
No, and Xedre definitely like closed his eyes and held his breath whenever he realized that he was going under.
So you just feel this release as the pressure that's been going around your abdomen releases, and you are now starting to naturally float back towards the surface. Your
There-
arms are free.
There is no blood in the water, correct? Only from this creature?
Correct. There is no blood from you in the
Cool.
water.
Oh, okay. Is Kiesel
as I've-
bleeding?
Heavily.
Yeah, I've actually taken 21 points of
Yeah,
damage.
Kiesel's bleeding.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Oh,
we gotta go,
no.
yo.
As I was able to freeze Xedre, was the claw. Now, is that the whole claw, or is that just like one of the pincers? And if so, is there any meat on the pincer that's been ripped off, or am I just freeing him?
He wants
Like, you
crab
ripped
claws.
the claw, like, taking the pincher and ripping it top and bottom are severed from each other. So the big portion on the top is still attached to the body that's floating to the bottom, but you have the small portion in your hand if you so choose to take it.
Cool, yeah, dude. We're gonna crock pot tonight. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm keeping my word. I'm gonna hold on to that big chunk of crab that I got. Hopefully, there's some meat in this knuckle, and I'm gonna swim up behind Xedre after kind of watching this thing kind of float down. I'm going to assume that took my action.
Yeah, that would have been your action and your move.
Yeah, that was my surge before, so that's gonna be it.
And as you both start rising towards the surface, Jofredier coming over in response to the Xedre overboard, you see the bubbles and these two surface and start floating and kind of moving a little bit alongside the ship as the ship coasts along.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the nearest rope. I'm gonna jump out to them with it, because obviously I can walk in the water, but
Jofredier's out here just like walking along next to the ship, trying to pick everybody up. Eventually you're able to gather them up, get them up above, and grab onto the rope on the side of the ship to climb back up on board as the ship makes its way into port. And you arrive in the city of Ashmane. Coming into port and seeing various docks running around, spreading out to the left and the right. Various different buildings, mostly looking like commercial and industrial type workshops, merchant shops. A few nicer buildings off to the right, and beyond that, Rider Mountains that a few of you caught a glimpse of earlier on, which is a very pronounced figure stepping out from the mountains as you see this large statue of... Everybody give me religion checks other than Xedre. Xedre knows home.
Xedre might be like, what is that though? It's been so long.
It's been there a lot longer than
Xedre got a concussion. He's like, where am I?
Dude, did anybody see it skid on an 18 and then flip to a 1? What the fuck? Oh my god.
We've had some terrible luck tonight.
I've had a pretty good session.
No, shut up. We've had some terrible luck.
I've rolled pretty fucking good, I'll be honest with you.
Salinas and just Salinas. That's the only religion check I'm missing. Jofredier passes, Alfred passes. As to be expected, Kiesel does not know who this is.
It's a guy, some guy, or lady.
Alright, Salinas knows. Alright, I will share with you guys the map of Ashmane. And you'll see at the top a massive statue of Briora that stands as tall, almost as tall as the mountains, her hands outstretched over top of the far portion of the city. And you can just catch a glimpse of waterfalls coming off the ends of the hands, pouring down into the city. And it's a good couple miles off, so it's a pretty small figure to you, but enough that you can catch sight of it. And with the background of ash and little flakes of flame coming up off the active volcanoes in the Rider Mountains. And as you take in this sight and prepare to make port and disembark, we'll end our session for tonight.
That map is fucking cool. That's probably one of the
That is
coolest
very
maps that
cool.
you have shown us. That is super cool. That is a really nicely, uniquely designed looking town. What a cool fucking map.
Discovered I could upload my own elements.
is that a
didn't know
Hero
I could do
Forge
that,
token?
so that is a Hero Forge token.
I
You
love
did it from like
Nice.
top-down perspective.
I just like
That's awesome.
Zoomed the angle for the screenshot, moved it so that I could
Nice.
get a top-down angle.
I
And
also,
then cut apart.
Dude, that's so cool. I like how on the boat map you basically have two boats overlapping, but the bottom layer is what's flapping, floating.
Mhm.
Super cool map stuff this session. This is the map session.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
speechless. That's so fucking cool.
That is super cool.
Really.
Large portion of my past 2 weeks.
Well spent.
Well worth it, yes.
All right. Well, that concludes tonight's session for the live stream. We did not hit our follower goal tonight, so another chance next week. We will roll this over until we hit 50. So if you're watching this on demand or you're here and didn't get to take advantage of it, tell your friends, get somebody to pop up next week so we can hit that 50, and somebody's getting a free $60 D&D book that, hey, starting next year, they're all $70. So take advantage of it while you can. But yeah, that will conclude the bulk of tonight's session. And for those of you that are watching on demand, if you come and watch the live session, you get a little bit of extra content after this, but this will be the closing for the on-demand section. So thanks for watching, and keep tuning in. Come back live.
We'll fight some more shit.